All right. Forget the clap. Nobody does it anyway.
Nah, fuck Nate.
Honk, honk. Honk, honk.
All right. Welcome back to episode 666 of the Unpaid and Underrated Podcast. I am your host, Big Keith. I'm joined as always by Big Joey. And this week we have special guest, Big Matthias Cash, I believe. Is that who you are, buddy?
That's me. Correct.
You have 17 different names on Instagram and Facebook and Discord, and in person. So I wasn't 100% sure who we were getting tonight.
The fuck is Facebook?
You know all about Facebook, Joseph.
Joseph? What are you,
I
my
don't
mom when I'm in trouble?
Apparently. What are you drinking over there tonight, Matthias?
I have a liquid death here and a Gatorade. So I've never had I've never had this one. I think it's just the plain, but
that's the best one. That's the best one. Let's go. Try it on camera for us.
There we go.
As he's taking a sip out of his can.
It's like water.
Nice.
Right? Isn't it? It tastes like water with like a little sweater, little teeth sweater.
So I had like an ad, I think it was an ad on Instagram or something for Liquid Death, and the whole thing was like trying to sell how it's like not a sugary drink, but it did actually say it had like the tiniest bit of like agave or some kind of one of the fake natural artificials or something. I didn't realize that because I thought every sparkling water was just straight up like no artificial anything. So at least the ad that they showed me, it told me it had like some small percentage of an actual artificial sweetener, which I was blown away by.
So that one shouldn't. The juices do.
Okay.
The flavored ones do.
Okay, that makes some more sense then. This week I am rocking out the second of the 3 Waterloos that Stephanie got me for my birthday. This one is already in the Strong and Silly pint, so I don't know if it's coming out. Shit. It is
Happy late birthday, by the way.
Early, but
yeah, happy birthday, Keith.
Tomorrow morning. Raspberry nectarine. That took a while to get out of the koozie. I should have looked at that beforehand. Thank you. Yeah, I turn when this comes out, I'll already be 39, but as of recording, I'm still 38, 364 days. But I'll be 39 in a few hours.
Heck yeah.
Go ahead.
I was about to say, fun fact, did you know Joey and I share the same birthday?
Ooh.
Stop it, really?
Yeah. December 13th. Yeah.
Nice. That's so dope. December birthdays are the worst of the worst.
They are, dude.
And then I went and screwed up my whole family. My daughter's the 1st, I'm the 13th, my wife is the 21st.
Oh my gosh.
And then our anniversary is January 22nd. So we are like, it was like a gentleman's agreement where my birthday, her birthday, and our anniversary don't matter. Like, let's just do birthdays and Christmas and forget the rest.
There you go.
Kind of in the same boat. All of my sisters are December birthdays as well. So, well, I guess besides one, but
I have a Keith's, obviously. I'm off tomorrow. I've done this new thing now where I make the schedule because I'm the manager and I can do whatever the fuck I want, where I'm usually off on Fridays. So that gives me a chance to have a couple beers so that I can carb load for deadlift day.
Nice.
That's the excuse we're going to give. And when I bomb out at the meet, then we'll know why. But I also have something that I sent Tanner and Tommy, which is the Sapsucker, which is the maple water, sparkling water. But I've never had a peach one.
Gotta be better than maple water.
No, it's peach maple water, Keith.
What wasn't that? It was like, they had like a whole thing where they had maple water and it was like the worst thing they've ever had, right? So
no, they gave that a 4 or something like that.
Did they?
I have yet to get anything under 3.5 when I deliver.
I thought that was the one that they said at least it's not piss or something like that.
Yeah, I'm almost.
No,
positive.
that was fuck both of you. That was that was the protocol.
That was also.
You're right.
I think I want to call Tanner right now. I'm pretty sure maple water scored poorly. We'll have to fact one of the Davids do your job, fact check that, and tag us in it and all that,
and make me look bad like you like to do.
And tell us we pronounced it wrong, you fucks.
It's called Maple. Oh, fucking dumb Canadian.
Oh, that got me. I almost spit my drink out on that one, buddy. Good deal. And if I did, I would have ruined my my Pink Floyd Massonomic shirt, the dark side of the moon or whatever.
That's got the rainbow on it. I'm unfollowing.
Yep.
Yep. I was reading John Q, and they said blah 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 blah. Dumb.
What are you wearing over there tonight, Matthias?
I've got the polo on, and I also had to bring out my entire collection and hanging on the
Jesus.
squat rack. So
Nice. Yeah, we do have some polo talk coming up later, I think.
oh heck yeah.
Yeah, but look at that. Look at that.
That is a lot of polo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. More. They go to black ones, and the camera kind of pans
Yeah.
out. So
Yeah.
there's more than a dozen
It's like
gym
1, 2, 3,
gym
4,
polos.
5, 6, 7, 8, and then yellow,
Oh.
and then a black mass.
Oh, they're not all the polos back there. Sorry.
Oh,
That's
okay.
just black
Well,
Macedonic shirts.
we're just gonna say they are, and that's a lot
There
of
we go.
polos.
You didn't buy 30 polos. I've got the what am I wearing? The weight is a number, heavy is a feeling.
Hey, that's the quote that I get right every time I say it.
Yeah, it's I had a quick shower before the podcast and was just like, whatever fits, put it on.
We got some good news for everybody. Anyone that's in need of some leather goods, Big Chris and Randy reached out to us and told us that they opened up a discount code for unpaid. All you got to do is put unpaid in at beltfedstrength.com and you can get some, I believe it's a 10% discount on some leather goods. It's nothing we're going to get a kickback on. It's not an affiliate. It's just them being cool to the crew and, using our platform to help get it out there. I kind of even feel bad because I don't even know if they can afford to kind of take the 10% hit because they have such a, small margins, but, they wanted to help out the crew. So if anyone wants some lifting straps, belts, they get that nice tricep press down apparatus. They make, I know Chris hates making them, but everyone go buy a nice dress belt from him and, force him to make the belt that he hates. But yeah, we really appreciate that, guys. Crew supporting crew. So beltfedstrength.com, code unpaid.
Really solid belts. I got to borrow one. They were nice enough to let me. So
Oh yeah, I remember that. You were like, I don't have a belt. I can't go above like 500 or something. And I was like, there's literally a belt company right there, I believe. And I think you had to try a few on, and Randy hooked you up with one.
Yeah, that's so cool that he did that for us. That's
stoked.
really dope. Just a heads up. I just had a sip of this. This is fucking amazing.
It's not piss like the other one.
It would be like if your favorite muscle mommy spit pre-workout in your mouth. That's what this tastes like. This is incredible, actually, and I don't normally like these kind of things. I also have a Zyn in my mouth, so this is getting a bit of a mint flavor to it. Oh yeah, all the chat is Zyn talk this
tobacco.
week.
We can't do anything.
There's no tobacco in this. There's no tobacco.
It's nicotine, isn't it? It's got a stimulant.
Well, that's why I got it. It's a stimulant. I'm gonna sit in front of a screen and get messed up for the next 2 hours.
Oh, good stuff. Well, quick thing we were talking about my birthday earlier. What's your guys' take on working on your birthday? Do you take your birthday off? Is it important to you? Do you always try to take the Monday or the Friday that falls closest to it for a long weekend, or are you just adamant you're taking the actual day off, or you just don't care?
I don't care. I hate when people bring up my birthday at work too. So it's always like try and lay low that day and not run into people. But I don't think I've taken my birthday off because I've gone from like school, always finals fell on my birthday. So I guess it's broken me from like trying to celebrate my birthday.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Traditionally, I've always made a big deal of my birthday for several years. And then when I had kids, it stopped. But I tend to not work on my birthday. It won't get into much talk, but it's one of the only days that I would regard as a very important day of the year. But then the last year, I had a powerlifting meet 4 days before my birthday. So I just took that off.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm never going to do a December powerlifting meet again in my life. Because with 2 kids, I was just so sick leading up to it that it was like, it was not even worth doing it. So I'm just never going to do it again until they get immune systems. But traditionally, yes, I do not work my birthday. I do not work Halloween. And that has always been my rule, or I try and take the weekend around birthday off.
Yep. That was like all my like early adult life. I would always try to take my birthday off. I think that for a while I would be like, well, I'll take like the Monday or the Friday that's the most adjacent to it for the long weekend. But then like I have to go to work on my birthday and deal with shitty customers and people, and I'm just like, Nah, I think maybe 2 or 3 years ago was my last time. I think just the way my schedule worked, I was like, oh, sweet, I'll take a Friday off and just work Thursday, my birthday. I was like, fuck that, never again. So yeah, my boss always kind of looks at me funny. He's like, what are you, like a kid celebrating your birthday? And I'm like, I don't care, man. It's like one day I'm gonna be super selfish and take a me day. So yeah,
Well, because
I
it's the only day of the year that is about you.
so I
Everything
will.
else is holiday or family or whatever. That's the only day that's your day.
So
But yeah,
I don't feel bad about it. I'm just curious because like, a lot of people I asked, they're just like, "That's dumb. That's weird." And I'm just like, I mean,
what?
are you just selfish the rest of the year, or are you just not selfish at all? Because like, I'm going to be super selfish on my birthday, but I'm probably going to be like somewhat, whatever was best for the household the rest of the time, or at least I would hope that that's how I'm coming across. But yeah, just fuck working on your birthday, man. That's no fun. Stephanie did give me
It's
one early
unpaid.
present. Yeah, yeah. She did give me one early present tonight. She's like the queen of like, here, take all your presents. I want you to open your presents. I'm like, it's literally like a week before, but she's like, here's a stupid one. So I opened it up tonight. It was actually a very something I very much needed, and I didn't realize I needed it. So it's an AirPod or a headphone little like Q-tip cleaner thing. The
Yep.
amount of gunk I pulled out of my AirPods was
Yep.
It was nauseating. It was
Oh,
like it
speaking
was
of that,
almost like a pinky nail full between both of them. It wasn't that bad, but it was like so half of a pinky nail full of shit in my AirPod hole. AirPod hole. Nate, that's the episode title. Uh, but yeah, it was gross. But yeah, so if anyone has some dirty AirPods, look into that. Anybody get a chance to watch the YouTube video today? Dropped at 4 o'clock this afternoon.
I did.
What you think of it? Are you going to go buy a reverse hyper for your cats to play on?
It would just be another perch for them to sit on. I've only used a reverse hyper a couple times, but I mean, he was saying in like $900 is a break of the bank, but there's no way I would spend $900 on just a reverse hyper. I mean, heck, my rack was like $300, so
Yeah,
there's no way.
it's a lot of money for a tripod.
Mm-hmm.
I did not watch the video. I was busy fucking
Yeah,
napping.
I feel that. Were you dreaming about uh dentist day? Is that what we're gonna
Oh
our
yeah,
next?
huge. Like what the hell?
I
So
don't know what that is. You gotta.
apparently me, Murph,
Oh, okay. Just a bunch
Matt,
of people.
and Matt, so Mabel, all
Hmm,
four of us went to the dentist today. And
gotcha.
we didn't plan it.
That's funny.
It's just funny that Mabel was like, "Oh, I have a dentist appointment today," and I was like, "Funny, I'm in the dentist right now." And then Matt and Murph were both like, "We're both at the dentist today." So apparently today is International Crew Dentist Day somehow. So it's not
Yeah,
like we planned that. I got a feeling, and I hate.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing I hate more than being frozen. I don't mind the work. I don't mind sitting in the chair, the drilling, any of that. I hate being frozen. So I immediately came home and just went to sleep because I was like, I don't want to be awake
for the
while
pain.
I'm frozen. No,
Ah,
it's not. It doesn't even hurt. It's just fucking awkward. You can't drink. You can't
yeah.
eat. You can't even talk. You just all, yeah. So that's what I had a nap. I had an hour long nap just to get rid of that.
You missed the opportunity to have like a ghost pepper raw or something, you know?
That sounds like a nightmare. I don't think I want to do that. That would,
Well, if you can't feel anything in your mouth, I mean,
my mouth isn't the problem with spicy stuff. My mouth can handle all the spicy in the world. It's
uh,
my stomach
mm,
that immediate. Actually, that's a fun story. Um, in a weird turn of events, guys, I'm off ghost supplements. There's a cat. There's a cat on the screen.
yeah,
Um,
that's
so
Your
I've been
favorite energy
taking.
drinks gone?
Uh, I've had to limit them. So I was taking the ghost size, right, which has the Carnipure creatinine in it or whatever they're calling it. Right, it's their little special blend. And I was taking it forever, and I was always having stomach problems. But I was just like, okay, I drink too much, I eat too much spicy stuff. Like I was just blaming everything else because there was no way that my creatine supplement was the thing. But then I stopped taking it and I started adding unflavored creatine to my coffee and beta alanine into my coffee in the morning. And then one day went back to the ghost size and the stomach problems came back 3 times fold
mm,
the following day. And I finally had to clue in that I think that the ghost size was trying to kill me. and which sucks because I love their supplements. I love the company, but yeah, like I think it was legitimately trying to kill me. So we've had to no more Ghost energy drinks. I get them once a week now. They still taste the best, and they're just the best in general. But yeah, I've had to back off of that because oh boy, did that ever! I was in training for work, and I missed half the training because I was just in and out of the washroom constantly, and to the point where the trainer was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "No, like no, I'm not." So
Please
yeah,
let me go.
yeah. So we're
Yeah,
back
those
on
days are
the
the worst. Well, hopefully that solves the problem, or at least know that if you do it, it's self-inflicted. It's your own damn fault.
but beta alanine in your morning coffee, guys, game changer. I don't know what you got like if you guys take the beta alanine on the regular.
No, that's the shit
Um,
that makes your face tingly, isn't it? Why would
it
I
is the
take that?
worst. It
That
is the
would that
worst
sounds
tingly thing, but
I loathe pre-workout with that in it. I will never buy pre-workout with that in it.
I know. But
Like,
when it's in your coffee and it's the first thing in the morning and you're just driving to work and you're suddenly more alert than you've ever been,
uh,
all of my days have been better since I started doing that. And the
that
creatine in the
sounds
morning. Yeah.
that does not sound pleasant to me. If you get a chance to listen to the episode this week, we'll do a little rating of the Massnomics podcast episode. This was the episode that Tommy and Tanner just kind of went over Grant's Bench 315 video, and then kind of was it Greg Douchette or whatever the fuck he kind of contradicted, you know, enormous 200-pound men are enormous. That was pretty good. Enjoyed the episode personally. The one thing that kind of wouldn't say it made me feel bad or anything. It's just like, it kind of makes you realize how weak you are sometimes when Tommy was like, anyone that's been training for like 6 months ought to be able to have a 1,200 pound total. And I'm like, fuck, I've been training for a decade and I don't have a 1,200
Yeah.
pound total.
I'm at 5 years and I haven't even hit 1,000 yet, but thanks, Tommy. But
Yeah,
I
it's like,
also weigh 160 pounds. Like,
well, I weigh 100 more pounds than that and I still can't total 12.
I did listen to that. Oh, what was your rating?
Oh, since Tommy personally attacked me on that one, we'll go ahead and give it 5 Massnomics Gym iPod touches.
I did give it a listen. Interestingly enough, I've been following Pa O'Dwyer ripping into
Hmm.
Greg Doucette.
Oh, that was great. Yeah. Fuck
Oh
Greg.
yeah, and so that Greg dude, for those of you who
He's
don't know, I'll give a brief thing. Pa O'Dwyer is my idol right now, and I
yep.
have actually started doing kind of what he does, where you find internet bullies and you just take them down. You just take these jerks that leave these awful comments on people's lifts, and they're almost always women's lifts. And I just now like I go to them and I just go, well, post yours because they're always locked accounts, right? And as an anti-influencer type of guy, I think if you have a locked account and you're leaving negative comments, fuck you, you're a coward. I'm just gonna put that out there. Like you're just a coward. And I did that to a guy this week. I actually laid into him pretty hard. And then when they don't have a locked account, you go to their posts and you copy and paste their comment onto one of their lifts.
That's
Um, so
I think
Pa did that to Greg. After Greg, he laid hard into this lady, and she eventually reached out to him and was like, "Hey man, like your video is causing me to get like death threats and like really negative stuff." She said that to Greg, and Greg was like, "Well, if you don't like it, don't put it on the internet." So then Pa demolished Greg in a video. And Greg reached out to Pa and was like, "Hey, do you mind taking that down? It's affecting my mental health." And Pa was
yeah,
like, "Well, no, you fucking cunt. Like, I'm not going to do that."
basically. Yeah.
Right. So, and I actually, if you look at Greg's last thing or Pa's last video on Greg, I think I have one of the top comments where I was like, does this Greg guy have a humiliation kink? Like, does he want to get demolished on the internet? But yeah, he's just a rage farming douche. So, anything tearing down these types of internet bullies, I'm so in and I'm so down. So I'm going to go ahead and give this week's episode 5 ukulele songs about cunts.
Well done. Yeah.
I mean,
What do you got there, Matthias?
I was a huge fan of this week's episode. I like when just Tanner and Tommy sit and talk. I mean, uh, I'm more of a fan of just them two talking than interviewing a guest. But
Mhm.
um, I love the bashing the Greg talk. Did you guys know that his personal coaching for a year, you could pay him $35,000 for like one-on-one everything coaching for a year? The price of a new car. You could
Yeah,
have Mr. Parrot Man talking to you
that's
every
Yeah,
single day.
you could have
but
Iago.
some dumb asshole probably he probably has like two or three dumb assholes that do that just because he's got a million followers or five hundred
For
thousand
sure.
followers
Yeah.
and is just like internet famous. And I'm just like, fuck, dude.
No, and
Motherfucker
then
pays his mortgage with some bullshit like that.
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
then all you got to do is just don't take the trend that he got caught smuggling over the border and
No.
claiming he's natty.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck Greg Doucette. Yeah, I don't care if this goes viral for that. Like that's just
Uh,
you're just an
I,
internet bully, man, and we all
I'd be
see you for
happy if
what
it
you
did.
are. Yeah, we all see you for what you are. I'm not even that big, and I'll tell you right now, like don't follow these guys. Don't give these guys your attention. When I talk about bozos in the fitness realm, that's a bozo. Anyway, what
You
was your
got
rating there, Matthias?
Oh, sorry. 5 out of 5, of course.
Perfect.
5 out of 5 interrupting cats.
Yes, dude, this cat is driving me crazy.
That
He
cat,
just has to be involved.
yeah, that
Oh,
cat's all over you like white on rice. That's like it's all over you. All
well,
right.
do you wanna have the cat do a little ad read for us?
I would love for him to.
All right, let's hear it. The cat's tail's on his face. That's great.
I'm
Oh,
honestly nervous about him ripping a toot in the mic. He is a pretty gassy cat.
Cat's trying to take down your microphone. This is great.
Yeah.
I think
I
we're having
wish
all
I wish we posted the video because this is like the cat's like, no, pay attention to me.
Yeah.
see that.
People think I like put him purposely in my lifting videos or put him on me or like near me, but this is just how he is 24/7. He
He's
just
just a
always
neat.
has to be around.
He's
Yeah,
just a needy boy.
yeah, he is.
He's a cow cat, by the way. For those of you that can't see this, that's a cow cat. He's got the black and white cow
Yes.
markings.
All right. So this podcast gives you all the information you need on how to get strong, how to stay strong, and how to use your strength. Along with weekly sparkling water reviews and hot takes on politics, the Massonomics podcast covers it all. I began listening near the beginning of the pandemic. Bro, this cat got beginning of the pandemic, and a couple of months ago became a podcast supporting member. Coincidentally, my friend does not listen to the podcast, and she tested positive for COVID Sunday. I'm not saying that listening to the podcast and being a supporting member is the vaccine scientists are looking for, but with everything going on, can you really take your chances?
All right, we ready to kick all these listeners off and get our guests on the horn, Joy?
Yeah. Let's get our guest on the horn. Let's kick out everybody.
All the looky loos.
Ryan, Matt, Carp, all these people. All right. Big Matthias, Big Champagne Pappy, Big C Pappy. Is that you?
That is me, guys.
Welcome. You are on the Unpaid and Underrated podcast finally. How's it going over there?
It's going amazing. I can finally cross off a number on my Hall of Fame card.
Well, that's going to lead me to the first question then. As of right now, what's your score?
Puts me at 8, which kind of kills me. I thought I would have been a lot closer to 12, but being on here puts me at 8.
Outstanding. That's still incredible. That's still 8 more than the average Greg Doucette fan. All right. So what do you sorry, I'm still kind of lost at the cat there. So what brought you to Massonomics? Maybe that'll explain kind of some of what we were hinting at earlier. Tell me your silly goose origin story.
So I got really into powerlifting in college. Um, and I think I think how I first saw Instagram, it was I can't remember his name. Actually, I went back to my saved posts because I had saved it. Um, but there was they were doing their Jefferson deadlift contest, and it was that dude who had like blurred out his nuts and everything, so it looked like he was Jefferson deadlifting naked. And then I eventually started listening to the podcast, and at that time I was an RA, so um, I was able, like I worked the front desk, like the night shift. So I was able to like pretty much, as soon as I heard about them, I went through the backlog. And I was
Hey, there
just,
you go.
have been a super fan since then.
I'm a big fan of backlog enjoyers there.
Yeah.
So
It's
who would have that
almost,
been? Who would have that been? The naked Jefferson powerlifter.
I don't.
took a screen.
I'm not sure.
It was this guy. That was it in my saved, but
Jeez. No, I don't remember that at all.
super vulgar. Well, that's
Yeah.
kind of what's messed up. There's so many guys kind of come and go that like it's hard to.
yeah,
Like that
People
sounds like
that-
Jonathan Oldham shit, but like
Yeah.
definitely wasn't him.
yeah. I just, yeah,
And then you were just
So-
like you were just in.
yeah. I was like, all right, these guys seem to be like, because there was too much like with social media, like dudes being too serious about lifting and be like, oh, I'm so hard for lifting. And I've never been a fan of that. And there's just like the perfect escape from, I don't know, tools who are into lifting and the gym. Um, so it just,
People going to war with the bar.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I forgot to put that up there in the general topics. Daniel McKim's video today where he
Oh
was
yes. So you had
yeah.
some a tag a comment tag pinned,
He
right?
pinned me. Yeah, he pinned that one because like yeah, he doesn't take things seriously and we like to mock people that do.
All right. Well, what is your what's your IG and Discord? And am I actually pronouncing your first name right? Because Joey's saying it differently than I am, and maybe I'm not saying your name correctly.
No, you are.
Okay.
I don't really care how people say my name. So right now at this moment, I am, uh, I think it's C dot Pappy, C Pat B on Instagram, but I used to be like Matt C Lifts, Fat Matt Strikes Back. Um, there's been a couple, but I just
The
get bored
effort.
and change it. Yeah,
The effort to change your Instagram handle. Like that's one thing I've
Yeah.
just never been like, nah, I definitely
Well,
need to
just
change
makes
that
it that
today.
much makes it that much harder for people to know who you are and to follow
Mhm.
you. Like they're gonna be like, "Is this that guy that I followed 4 years ago? I don't remember this name." Unfollow, kind of like
Mhm.
I don't know. I loathe the changing of the names. It's just
Mhm.
God damn it.
Sorry, Keith.
No. Well, it mainly as a person that like spends at least an hour a week looking for people on Instagram and
Mhm.
trying to DM people. It's like fuck, have a name that I can just type out, not all these
Mhm.
goddamn fucking
So
hash.
just a heads up, the guy that has 4 Instagram accounts really hates it when you're hard to find. Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess
I can be found at the Unpaid and Underrated podcast
and
sometimes.
I technically have a personal Instagram that I never use anymore. But when I started getting into lifting, I was like, I want to be able to post like lifting stuff, but these are all like friends and family from home. Nobody cares about that. So that Massonomics contest came around with the meme contest. So I was like, oh, perfect. This is a perfect time for me to create an Instagram. And
Well, it makes sense. So
oh, yeah.
everybody go give him a follow over there on the IG. Um, where are you from? Where do you live? Because your accent doesn't resonate with where I know you currently live.
Wait, I have an accent.
Or maybe I'm just way off.
Oh,
Like,
I don't know.
you go just what? Or where are you from? Where you live?
So I am from Illinois pretty much. But I currently live in Terre Haute, Indiana. Um, I've been here now, shoot, uh, six, maybe 6 years or so. Yeah, 6 years. And then grew up in Illinois since like the third grade. Um, but yeah,
Nice. That definitely made it easier to get to home gym con though. I was jealous
it
of all you
did.
fuckers that only had like a 3 hour drive or less. I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, that must be nice.
yeah,
Don't have to spend $1,000 to go hang out with your homies.
yeah. But this
Oh,
drive to Aberdeen is going to be brutal.
Ooh, you
So
guys are driving. I mean, that's
mhm.
we.
oh,
I mean,
I'm
you
not
are
doing that
mid.
again.
So you're Midwest. What do you like?
Is it
I'm
upper
gonna
Midwest?
Are you like 14 hours or 15 hours?
It's like 13 and some change.
I mean,
Jesus.
that's almost that's.
Mhm.
I mean, that versus the alternative of $1,000 per person to fly
Mhm.
out. I mean, your wife's coming out, right?
Yes, she is.
So you can split the driving. Are you gonna do it over 2 days or just have it a one monster day?
One, and unfortunately, I'll probably have to leave right after the meet
Ooh,
because we have to be back in town Sunday at like noon. So
ouch.
it's gonna
Good
be pretty
luck.
brutal. Yeah, I know.
So you're gonna miss out on
That was
all
poor
of the.
planning.
I know, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity. I missed it last year, and I was kind of sad about missing it, but opportunity fell in my lap, so I was like, I just got to do it.
What's so important on Sunday that you can't cancel and come hang out? Because I think
Thursday.
what we did last year was we all went to the gym after breakfast.
I
We're all hungover, exhausted. A lot of us lifted, most of us drank, and then we were like, well, let's go fuck around at the Massonomics gym and be stupid. And that's where actually we got a lot of the strength co videos that were made there. Actually, one of the videos of D lifting I recorded, like we just went there and were stupid. So like I think that's the thing we don't talk about is like they talk about the Thursday Pounders meetup, talk about the Friday Tanner meetup, the Saturday meet, the zoo, but the Sunday where it's just like, well, let's go be stupid
Yeah, I
at
missed out
the
on that.
gym. Yeah, you did.
So you got work or between you or your wife? I'm assuming
no,
someone's got work or family something.
no. So one of her good friends, it's her baby's first birthday party.
Wow, that's you should drive 2 cars because that ain't fucking worth missing
Yeah.
out.
You can
So what
miss
you're
that. There's
so like
tons of first birthdays in the world.
and by leaving the meet immediately, does that mean you're not going to watch the strongman show? That you're abandoning Big Keith and his strongman aspirations, and you're just going to say fuck this guy? I'm going to go home.
I want to see it so bad. Maybe you guys can convince her. If you guys can convince her, it would be much obliged.
I mean, well, that kid's going to have like 97 more birthdays.
I know, right?
But
I'll be there for year two.
I did just get done bitching about how birthday is like the most important day too. But as a 1 year old, how important is it to a 1 year old? And it's just your
Very true.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
that
damn.
kid won't know you're there.
True,
Yeah.
true.
Nor will like damn, that sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that. But
It's
we
all
are
right.
that I'm stoked you're coming out.
Yeah, I'm thrilled you're going to be there anyway.
You kind
I'm
of
so excited.
you kind of can tell we can slide into that story briefly. So you actually got on the wait list a while ago, right? And then I think you ended up essentially taking either mine or Sam's spot
Sam,
basically
yeah.
because Sam and I both switched over to Strongman and Dave reached out to whoever was on the wait list and you must have been one of the first guys that were able to take it. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. So I didn't even know that getting on the wait list was possible. But that call-in episode, they had talked or asked if I was doing the meet, and I said I didn't get on time, and they said, "Oh, just reach out to the meet director." And so a couple weeks later, you guys both dropped, so I got my chance to go. So it kind of sucks. I wasn't like prepping for this meet, so my prep's been kind of poor, but we'll see.
Yeah. I mean,
It'll
This meet almost, and like I'll put it out there now for anybody that thinks, any differently. This meet, I'm not expecting to even pull PRs. I'm coming in at like the weakest I've been because, right? Like I'm training, but I'm also going to be 40 in this year. So like, I don't even think I'm going to pull a deadlift PR or a squat PR, but I'm going to do something at the lift hard, live easy. Like that's the goal. Even if I do one plate, bench, squat, and dead, and I total 200 pounds, like I don't give a shit. Like I'm doing something there.
Yeah, I just really have it in my head that I need to PR everything because this will be my last meet with my coach, unfortunately. And like he's been with me for like my entire powerlifting career, and he's like really grown me, and I'm honestly really sad about him like not continuing services.
oh,
being a
he's
coach.
okay. I was gonna wonder,
Yeah.
like, there's some story there? Or, okay, he's just
No.
getting out of the
Yeah.
game. So
Yeah.
do you have something lined up, or are you like for
Juggernaut.
after?
Um,
I think you can
so
go from personal coaching for years.
Just
Yeah.
juggernaut it. Yep.
yeah. So I've reached out to a couple of people, but I have a consult with Joe Stanek next
Okay.
week. So we'll see. I haven't like signed any sort of yes, I'll be with you for 3 months, but I'm just gonna give him a try since he coaches Austin Perkins. And I mean, if it's working for Austin,
Mhm.
maybe it'll work for me.
I mean, your total's right up there with Austin's, isn't it? So you're a you're a 165, and I'm pretty sure you out total 80% of the people that are going to be the lift hard, live easy at like enormous body weights.
I mean, I am of the thinking like yes, like pound for pound, sure, sometimes plays a role,
Not even
but
pound for pound. Don't you total like fuck? What's your total?
my best is 1603 and
There's 1,600 fucking pounds. There's like 3 people that'll be there that fucking total 1,600 pounds at best. Like there probably won't like you legit might have the biggest fucking total or top. You'll for sure have top 3 totals. I'd imagine at all body weight.
oh
So
what's his name? he was just mentioned that they called him the 5X model on this last week's episode.
Bryce.
Uh, Bryce, yeah, I mean, he's probably gonna he pulls
Yeah.
some nasty numbers, squats something nasty. So
There might be some bigger totals there that I'm thinking of, but regardless, you're going to be in the top fucking five. Like 1,600 pounds at 165. Are you actually going to make 165, or are you going to go into it lazy
oh
and
yeah,
be like
no,
181? Cool.
no, I'm actually a little lighter than I want to be right now.
Sure.
I kind of fall into the when I get busy, I don't eat, so I'm
Mhm.
like 168, and it kind of kills training. So we'll see.
I'm so fucking mad. I went into 162 on my last RPE 10 lift day or
Mhm.
10 RPE deadlift day. And it was wild because the day before I was 166. I was like, how the
Mhm.
fuck did I lose that much weight overnight?
Mhm.
Still did the 4 plates for reps, but like still. And here you
Now,
are like, oh, 168. Where
Mhm.
1,600 pound total.
Yeah,
You're
but I
strong
watched.
as shit, man. That's actually, yeah, I wanted to put that out there. I was just scrolling through your stuff today and I was just like, this dude is strong as
Mhm.
hell. And like, you don't often hear me do sets and reps or fanboy or anything, but like, it's very rare that it's like you and Scott Dodds are now the only people that I would say this. You're strong as shit, dude. So
well,
good work.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, what'd you end up pulling at home gym con? I know you hit like a 40-pound like gym PR, didn't you?
It was pound plate, deep dish pound plates on a deadlift bar.
You still pulled
Oh
like
no. Oh no.
pretty sure you pulled 700 pounds, didn't you? Or like 670
No,
or something stupid.
675. I couldn't lock out seven.
Gotcha.
But
But you also like didn't you I literally told you there was gonna be a deadlift party and you didn't know about it until like a half hour before and you were just kind of like, I can deadlift. And you're
Yeah,
like
I know how to deadlift.
literally just like a borrowed belt and like no gear or anything. So
Just
that's
pulling
pretty
in
good.
jeans like Larry the Legend, just walks up and is like, I bet I could lift that.
That was a fun day. That was cool to watch.
Hey, so all of the shit in the background there, I
Mhm.
posted a picture there, so some people are going to see this.
go ahead, no worries.
There's one color I don't see. So my question to you is, what don't you own that you wish you did?
Oh my goodness. I mean, obviously everything. I really regret actually. So there's like items and shirts. I really regret not getting the Metanomics shirt. Um, I obviously have like a lot of black shirts, so I kind of
Mm.
went through a time where I was like, I can't buy any more black shirts. Like all I wear is black on black and black, and
I'm pretty done with black shirts. Yeah, I get it.
yeah, yeah. So I really wish I got that, and then I wish I had more of the coffee mugs. Of course, my cat knocked the coffee mug off the counter, so it's busted. And
Yep.
yeah,
We thought it was dishwashers that would take those down.
yeah.
I actually have two of those. I have one I use until it's gone, and then I have another one that was secretly slid to me at the Arnold.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't see any blue up there.
Oh, yeah. Unless it's
Is it there? It's just hiding.
I think
Yeah,
I
go
see
get it.
the
Go
I think
get
I
it.
see the lift. I think I see the lift shirt. It's just it's
No,
hidden.
I'm thinking of the yeah, buddy.
I don't know. Ben
So he's
Chevy.
got the
There we go.
bench. Yep.
Hmm.
I
Yeah, I
was.
got.
I don't
That's
see
a
the
good
yeah,
one.
buddy.
Yeah, I tried to buy that off of. Well, I was in line after Big Sam to get that off of. I think it was Big Jake, but I unfortunately does I do not have it. Actually, I have the Crispy Boys 2.0, and I think
Oh.
that has the Yeah Buddy on it. Hold on, I gotta check. Sorry.
That's so good.
That's all right. Yeah,
He's showing us his home gym there. He's got a nice. You can see some calibrated plates. The only nitpick I'd have with that is he's got some face out and some face in. Why would the calibrated plates be face in on some places and face out on the others? I'll never understand.
Sorry, what was that? I haven't.
Oh, I was making small talk, as everyone likes to
Mhm.
hear small
Oh
talk on
yeah,
this
yeah, of
podcast.
course.
It's your calibrated plates, and unless I'm looking at
Mhm.
them wrong, you got some facing out and some facing in. Is that just laziness or what you
Yes,
doing there, man? God
a
damn.
yeah.
hundred
It's
percent
it's because not
laziness.
everybody is that insane.
I actually cleaned up my gym for this. I usually leave
Nice.
all of my plates on the bar, and I'll just say, whatever.
What
But since
bar?
it's so I bought forever ago a Rogue Boneyard bar. Is
Mm.
the one I had like shipped to like my college dorm and everything like that.
Nice.
And then I have My main one I deadlift off of is that Bells of Steel Bare Naked one.
I have that
Um,
bar. Yeah.
what do you think about it?
Uh, so I remember I came from 100 pound
Mhm.
Northern Lights made in China thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That was the first bar I ever owned. And it was, I don't think it was 45 pounds. I think it was closer to 41,
Hmm.
but it was the first bar I ever owned. And then when I bought the Bells of Steel, I didn't realize what bars could be.
Hmm.
And then I was like, I love this bar
Hmm.
because it's so much better than this one I've been lifting on. Not to say there's anything wrong with the Northern Lights one. It was there when I needed
Hmm.
it. Talking about it like it's like family. It's actually currently
Bars,
sitting with my friend Megan.
Bars are
Uh,
to go.
but then I went to the Texas Deadlift Bar, and then again, that was the next like, wait a minute, bars can
hmm
be like this.
hmm
I love my Bear Steel Bells of Steel bar. It's rusted as shit because it's in the basement and still holds up. So I
hmm
have zero complaints about that bar, but I also don't have a lot of frame of reference.
Gotcha. My biggest complaint with it, the knurling is there, but it's almost like round, like,
Yeah,
and it's
it's
not as
it's
fine. Yeah.
yeah, it's mountainous. It's not
Uh-huh.
volcanic.
Uh-huh. There you go.
And but at the same time, I don't use it for deadlifts because I bought a deadlift bar,
Fair enough.
right? So I deadlift on my Texas deadlift bar. I was deadlifting on that bar, and again, still better than what I was using, but I don't use it anymore. Stiff bar deadlifts are fantastic and really fun,
Mhm.
but not as interesting. Like the pulling of the slack, you hear the clink before it's even lifted. You clink clink, and then you're up. Like deadlift bars are just where it's at.
See, unfortunately, I'm a USAPL fanboy, so this is just hurting my soul right here.
So when are you gonna go powerlifting America and try to get in the Sheffield or
I'm not.
go to Nash? I know you're not Sheffield, but I mean like
Yeah.
a lot of people have been jumping over to powerlifting America so they can try to get them to the was it national or not nationals but worlds or whatever.
Mhm.
So I don't know if that's something that was ever an aspiration or you're just
I
content with USAPL.
I'm gonna stick USAPL. I'm not good enough for worlds or anything. And there's no really PA meets around me. It's
Gotcha.
all we just now started having USAPL meets, so that's why I started out doing USPA because
Hmm.
around COVID times they were the only Fed who was doing meets. So I've just now recently, in the past 2 years, I've started doing USAPL meets.
Makes sense. You want to do a quick little game of least fun, most fun? Are you familiar with that game we started a little while ago? I
Oh
don't
yeah,
have to. I don't have to give the details. Okay, so
I've listened to
least
every episode. Come on.
nice, attaboy. Least fun, most fun, lifting with cats.
Oh my gosh. Least fun is big old scratches off your back or your legs, or
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I can see
when you're
that.
benching, sometimes your cat will jump up like right onto your balls. Um, Sometimes they just like, or when I'm benching, he'll try and get like right underneath where I'm like I could like crush him. So it,
Yeah,
it it's almost too much of a hassle, but I don't have a door to my basement, so I might put in a door to my basement so I can close them off.
wouldn't be
Um,
hard.
yeah. But I mean, most fun is, I guess, I mean, got like $2 off the video, so that's the most fun.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's no God, there's a word I'm looking for here. There's no cues in the jungle, right? But there's
yeah,
lots of cats.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So maybe it's making you stronger. You never know.
Very true.
You know, you're trying not to drop that bench and there's a cat under you. Well, you ain't dropping that bench, right?
True. True.
For sure. Yeah, when mine are downstairs and I'm deadlifting, like that's when I have just a or clean and pressing because I'm like, if
Mhm.
I drop this, like I could literally kill my fucking cat
Yeah,
if I
yeah,
drop.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like you're dropping a clean and press from overhead, like
Hmm.
that fucking cats are quick, but if they don't see it, like that would be
Yeah.
fuck.
That
If I
would
come
demolish.
upstairs and
Yeah.
tell my wife that I killed her cat, she'd fucking
Yeah.
divorce me in a second, dude. Like
Yeah.
no 100%. So yeah,
Dude.
it's very terrifying. Second one, you want to do at least fun, most fun for home gym con? Your experience that weekend?
Mm. Least fun, most fun. I mean, obviously, most fun was like meeting all the crew. Um, and obviously getting to meet Tanner and Tommy. That was my first time meeting them. Um, Least fun, eesh, probably that lady who was getting on Huck Finn the whole time. That's the
What?
least fun. Oh my
What?
gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just because he wasn't supposed to like be drinking and shit and having a cooler full of beer.
Yeah.
I remember
What?
that.
I didn't hear any of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Well,
somebody knew somebody what like she
he
worked
was just
there
he was already yeah. She was like the admin or something or like
and she's like, "You're Huck's Finn. You can't come here and
well,
drink beer."
no. It was just he was just being an asshole like he always is. So
Yeah.
he
That's
was like,
Huck. Yeah, that's
yeah, but
Tom.
like he was not in like that wasn't the place for him essentially. Like
Hmm.
I was not.
Oh, okay,
You know what I
okay.
mean? Like he was being a douchebag, and like it wasn't the place to be a douchebag,
Fair enough.
uh, more or less. But it was still decent. So that was those two. I'm good with that. What do you do for a living that you want to share anything about?
Um, so I work at a place called Great Dane Trailers. Probably seen it in my videos or something like that. I have like a map from there. So we make semi trailers.
Oh, sweet.
So yep, that's what I do.
You're an engineer or something. You like just basically
Yeah.
try to figure out how to make the best ones, or
So
like
I'm in the quality department. I just
okay,
recently moved over from our lean team. So right now just root cause analysis on quality issues and creating processes for like quality checks, things like that.
nice. So it sounds like you're a little bit of a technical guy. We have our own technical guy, and
Uh-huh.
I heard that he was you and him were at going back and forth there for a while for some VVT stuff.
Yes.
So did you ever follow
Yes.
through and make your gauge for that for the you want to tell people what that is and if
Mhm.
you ever followed through
Yeah.
on it?
So I'm surprised you remembered that. That was honestly forever ago. So I have um, this idea where I could make. So I really wanted to use a velocity trainer. So like now they're a lot more popular, and you have like the Juggernaut app that now tracks it through your phone. But a couple years ago, all you could get was a it's like this device that hooks to your barbell and it'll measure speed of your barbell. So just another metric. I was like, I could do that all with a Arduino and like a rotary encoder, and then just like 3D print flywheel case, all that. Um, I have the program done. I have not done any of the design side, so I just another project that I've started and just let die. So I'm actually surprised you remember that though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's got a good memory.
Yeah, Nate remembers. Every, it's a
Yeah.
bit. It's a bit psychotic sometimes. So speaking of what the crew hates when we talk about,
Mhm.
you did some wrestling back in high school.
Yes, sir. High school, middle school. Yep. My goodness. That's why I guess I'm so comfortable in a singlet. For some people, like getting into powerlifting, I guess that's the turn off for them. But I'm like, this is second nature. Like, it's even better. You get to wear a shirt. So you're,
Yeah, for sure.
less naked. Yeah.
Do you have to wear singlets in strongman?
No, it's you don't have to do it. Like I think the only restrictions is some meet directors will make you wear their show shirt just to publicize them more.
Mm.
Other than that, and this is from my fucking vast experience of one show and a little bit of YouTubing and just being with friends with them, but yeah, there's minimal restrictions on what you can do.
God, strongman is calling my name, isn't it?
How,
It is
how are
fun.
you feeling? Like, this is your first time really diving into strongman
Yeah,
prep and
I was like,
strongman work.
I mean, I'm not like balls deep into a prep like I would be if it was powerlifting, just because I don't have all the implements at my house and I don't have the time or really the desire to go to the commercial gym like and train a couple days a week. So I make and do with I've done stones once, like literally once, and I just actually lapped the 200 pound, 210 pound sandbag yesterday when I think we have to do a 240. It's 240
Okay.
stone, which I've done the 240 stone multiple times, so I know I can get it at least a few reps. It's just I should get it. I need to get in one or two more sessions with the strongman coach there and like get tacky. I need to do a session with tacky where I actually tape my arms first so I don't just destroy them. I'm more comfortable putting the tacky on and stuff. I was traveled all this week. I got my birthday. I've got fucking more travel coming up. So I really do need to break. I need to get on my calendar and actually make a couple appointments though. But in general, my overhead presses, I'm happy with where that's progressing. Tomorrow or Saturday, I have my deadlift AMRAP at like 90% of comp weight. So that'll give me a good baseline of like an idea of what because I'm actually going to do like I think my coach has it as an AMRAP. I'm going to have someone do a 60-second clock and actually like see where I'm at. I don't necessarily want to do an AMRAP. I want to do like 60 seconds, like exactly, just like it'll be in the comp.
So if you
Like,
really want to work your overhead, sorry to interrupt you there. I have a hint here. So this company just released these things called the Angel Arms, right? Where you're going to put them on your rack so that you can practice your overhead. You should get some of those. Those seem like really right up your alley for practicing your overhead.
that's not what they're called,
Yeah.
but yeah, the whole PRX.
That was their original idea. No one
Yeah,
else
they,
has
they
that
came up with
idea.
that.
Yeah. All them.
Yeah, yeah. If
Um,
anyone, yeah, I hope people have been enjoying my memes.
No,
yeah,
I
have
actually I have no clue what you're talking about, but I just happened to see that post. I think Hogan said they released a thing where they're trying to defend themselves, and I was just like, "What
Oh
the
yeah,
fuck
they're
is
and
this?"
have a burner account. Yeah,
yeah. It's a shit show, and
it's
I
crazy.
just feel bad for the guys they're fucking over. But it's like you're just giving me like I've got like fucking 20 new followers on my personal page or my gym page
Nice.
just because I'm making a bunch of fucking memes that are getting shared. So I'm like, I guess win for me.
Yeah.
No, I'm losing followers out here, so
Oh, we all.
influencing.
Yeah, buddy.
If I don't have to leave early or right after the meet, you guys will have to show me how to pick up a stone. Our gym actually has a stone, and I've tried to pick it up, and I couldn't even get it off the ground. I don't know how
I
much it weighs,
I
but
can't imagine doing a 240-pound stone for reps. That's fucking ridiculous. So like I think I just didn't want to screw around because I knew I was hungover, tired, and I had to drive with Steve for 21 hours. And he was like, "Do not bust your bicep. I don't want to listen to you cry for the entire
Yeah.
drive." So I don't think I went anything over the 80-pound stone. I think I might have tried the 120, but yeah, doing double that. It's
If I can get three or
luckily
four
we had
reps, I'll be happy.
luckily we had Megan there,
Yeah,
right?
you can.
Luckily we had Megan Stone there to teach us the proper, and it really was like she showed us, and like it was a class. And it was like to us and the Strength Co. and a bunch of other of this crew, and Tanner was there, and like it was pretty dope, actually.
Um. So nicknames, or do you still go by Cash Money? Is that what people like to call you still?
some people have in the past. I mean, I let people call me anything.
The
Ah,
fuck is
dang
that?
it. That did not come through how I wanted.
Oh, that's great
That
though.
is yeah. So I can attest. Anytime you try to do a background on Zoom, like
Uh,
it crops it in the most like inconvenient
dang
way
it.
from what you want it to do. Because I used to regularly like take
Uh,
pictures that would like kind of either poke at or like get a reaction from the guest,
uh,
but then it would take me like I'd have to try it 10 times until I have like the right like compression because I can't do it from on my phone where it would be super
mhm.
easy. I got to like send it to my fucking laptop and download it, and it's a big pain in the balls.
But it
Dang it.
looks like you're trying to compare me to Joey Swall as if there's any
Yeah.
comparison.
Well, I spent so much time last night trying to get this mess on versus it's
Yeah, no,
ah,
tell us,
I
describe it, read it to us.
here. So we've got you versus Joey Swoll. So we've got calls people out for bullying on Joey Swoll's side, and then you've got saying words wrong on yours. Owner of I have no idea. Joey Swoll owns this like flavor company.
Oh yeah,
And then we've got Dilf Dungeon for you, and then always has Joey Swoll has a hat on, and then you always have like the urge to lift natural stones,
I fucking
and
love
then
lifting rocks.
saying is do better, and then yours is influencing the influencer or something like that.
I've never said that.
That's what makes it so much funnier. That is such a us joke. Oh, that love
It is. That's an ongoing thing. Like I've never said that sentence. I'm the anti-influencer, and Keith calls me an influencer. Well, that's great though. That's good shit. And that picture, I think my wife did, right? The one with me and the
Yes.
tiger.
Yep.
Yeah, she'll be happy to hear that. Yeah,
I,
she made that one.
I did my own little prep work, had to stock some social media. So
Hell yeah.
I love it. Yeah, you'll just send me that. We'll get it posted up for the gram later.
sure.
I dig
For the
it. I dig
gram.
it.
Who's the
Oh yeah,
influencer now?
all of us. Well, speaking of influencers, nobody likes. As always, again, Big Matt can't make it. And I hear you also have an issue with Big Mats. But your issue is with Big Bath Mats. What
Yeah.
is up? What's your obsession with not liking the bath? And I just want to clarify, like you're talking about like the one that you stand on outside of the shower, not like the really slippery one that some people have inside the shower for like
No,
anti-slip shit.
no. So, oh my gosh, it started when I was a kid. So when we would go visit my great grandparents. They had a bunch of bath mats in their bathroom, and my mom, before we went over, she said, like, be careful of going in the bathroom. Like, your great grandpa is getting old and like his aim is pretty poor. So like don't step on the bath mats because they're covered in pee. And I don't think that's ever left me. Like I even with shoes on, and going to other people's houses, like I just won't step on them. It just the idea of that touching me like makes my skin crawl. Yeah, but it's the fuzzy kind too, and I don't get how people like putting their bare feet on. Like I'm a dude, I stand to go pee. I see like splatter comes off sometimes. It goes somewhere. It's gonna go on the mat. Like that's a breeding ground of pee. Like yeah, I don't know.
So I can concur that like the cloth mat around the toilet's disgusting, but like
Hmm.
standing on a bath mat when I get out of the shower is much better than like always having to get a towel out and do it, or just getting my tile all wet and shit.
Yeah.
So I
See,
get that.
I've got my house slippers like or slides, I guess, just right outside the shower.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'll put those right on right away, but I just
Um,
can't do it.
but speaking about not being able to control your urine, we were told to ask you about the last time you peed the bed.
Oh my gosh.
It was
Oh
in, it was in the notes. That was what I was
It's in the
asked.
notes, and
What I was asked to do by your spouse.
I mean,
oh my
I talked about me. Did I talk about me pissing the bed 2 weeks ago after the
Yeah, you
garage
did.
gym? Yeah. So
Pissed in
there
the
you
bed.
go. Like,
Yeah,
not the
yeah.
first time, man.
Fair enough. So, in high school, I did
That was the
pole
last
vaults.
time in high school.
Oh, probably not, but this
Like,
is the most notable time. So I could, did pole vaults, and there was like this conference in Reno, Nevada that I went to. Like I was on a power or a pole vault team. We went there, and so of course, like trying to be the good athlete. Of course, I obviously am. Only jumping like 12 foot. Um, I'm like pounding water, like for preparation for the next day. So I of course, we're sharing a hotel room and beds. So there's three other dudes in this room with me, and I have the classic toilet dream. So I'll wake up and I'm peeing myself in a shared bed,
oh,
and so it's like 5 a.m.
hope you weren't nuts to butt.
No, no cuddling was done, or if it was, socks were on. Um, but so I get a towel, I put it down, I lay on it all night, and they get up and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna go to breakfast. You want to come?" I'm like, "No, I just want to be in bed a little while longer." And they leave. I strip the bed. I write a note to the cleaning lady. Is like, "Please give us new sheets. I peed the bed. I'm so sorry," and then left for the day. So talk about digital footprint now. My gosh.
That's good stuff.
That is pretty funny. But I
to
mean,
follow,
it's not even that embarrassing. Like
No.
it's like that shit. When you're pounding that much water, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That same vein, by the same submission under embarrassing facts, we were, demanded to ask you about the craziest place you've done number two. So,
This podcast loves hearing about weird poops.
yep.
Um,
So essentially, your best poop story because someone
Yeah.
thinks you got one.
So I, like many other crew members, have many like pooping off the side of the mountain stories. I've gone, backpacking with my friends, but the craziest place I've taken a dump at, I also ran cross country in high school, and we would have what you call like free days, where you're just the coach says go out and run for 45 minutes. So being young men, we're not going to go and like, run for 45 minutes. We're going to go find a place to screw around and then come back. Um, so there was this parking garage. Also, what is the statute of like limitations? Because I'm pretty sure this is illegal, but I guess I was under 18. So, whatever. This is
You'll
a
be all
comedy
right.
podcast. This is a fake story. So,
This is for entertainment purposes only.
exactly. Hypothetically,
Yep,
this
it's
is
all
me.
hypothetical.
Yeah. We're running to this parking garage. We run at the top. And so, you know how parking garages will circle around and there's like this perfect column all the way down.
Oh, that's
So,
just shit.
yeah, I have the bright idea. I'm like, I didn't even need to go. I'm like, dude, I could poop down this and it would be crazy. Think of like my poop falling like 6 stories all the way down.
Oh god.
It doesn't even make it it goes down like 2 stories and lands in front of this person's car. So yeah,
I love that
yeah,
there was like spotters to be like, nope, you only made it two.
yeah. And the crazy thing is, like, I mean, that was not the tallest building around. There definitely was someone in like an office building or one of the college dorms nearby who could definitely see me like
Just
taking a dump on top of this. Yeah.
That
Gosh.
makes me happy.
oh,
That's a good one,
oh,
actually.
that might be the worst one.
That
Yeah.
was
It's shameful almost.
it
I'm like,
was
I'm
Yeah,
embarrassed.
that one had malice. That wasn't even
Yeah.
yeah.
necessity. That
Yeah,
one,
that's
Yeah.
a good
that
That's
point.
one
messed
was
up.
gravity and poop. That wasn't even
Yeah.
like, oh, that's all right.
A malicious shit. We've never had one of those. That's good stuff.
All of mine are malicious shits.
Yeah. That's me every morning. Come on now.
Well, as long as you make it there, you're not flossing it.
Yeah.
What do you got for him, Joey? I feel like I've monopolized a little bit of that.
I don't have anything at the moment.
Okay, so
So for those of you that don't know, I've dipped out twice now. Went to the washroom once, and I'm actually trying to soak my original lift hat. So my black lift hat
that when you
is
sharted on?
the one who blew the back out.
Yeah,
Um,
we shard on hats here.
yeah, it's orange from all the sweat, and I've just like I think it was one of the Davids called it my working hard hat. So I soaked it like 2 hours ago. I put it in there. I set a timer for half an hour. I looked at it and I was like, okay, that's half an hour. I'll give it another 15 minutes. That was 2 hours ago. So the first time I actually bailed was to go and ask Morgan. I was like, can you please go take that out of the soak so it doesn't ruin? So I kind of like lost track of what we're doing here because like I suddenly panicked that I damaged my hat. But like, what's the worst? Like, what's the worst case? I damaged my already disgusting hat.
Yeah, right.
Almost makes it better. So
It's got a story as a character.
We'll
yeah,
find out.
exactly.
We'll find out. We're definitely not talking about that. Click that one right off.
Uh-oh.
Click that one right off.
Some of my friends are pretty unhinged, so I just
Uh,
that's all.
no, it's just it's the kind of stuff that like we just don't we don't do that here. That's
Fair
like
enough. You'll have to
the
tell me.
Wakanda salute thing, right? Like we don't do that.
Fair enough.
So you like to bounce around on your jobs. So we've got you at a couple. We've got you at Subway, got you at Walmart.
Oh, well,
I'm assuming those were like from when he was a kid.
fair enough. Fair enough.
What's your favorite sandwich?
My favorite
Actually,
sandwich.
we don't talk about that enough, right? We don't talk about this. Like we've had the whole like everything's a super salad conversation. We don't have best sandwich. And I want to hear it. I want to hear it. Your favorite sandwich, not to make, to eat.
Eat from Subway. My favorite sandwich would be probably the spicy Italian with
It
bacon
doesn't have to
on
be
it.
from Subway, just whatever
Ooh,
you
Italians.
what like you have unlimited ingredients in front of you and they go, make a sandwich, go. What are you making?
I am making a everything bagel with the like that laughing cow triangle
Absolutely. Yep. Soft cheese.
cheese.
Yep.
Yep. Got one fried egg, obviously sunny side up.
Do you
Right.
use the little circle, the magoo? Do you make it a circle? Have you used one of those before?
Oh no, I just throw it on my pan.
Oh,
I'm
I have
not
one of
that
those.
fancy.
I
There
have
you
one of
go.
those. You dip it in, you make it a circle, or you use you slice an onion and you use an onion slice to keep it in a circle.
It's not a bad idea. You could probably get a nicer patty that way.
Yeah. Yep.
Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, throw that on there. Um, Bacon and then turkey sliced.
Turkey
Done.
slices.
Yes,
Cold
sir.
turkey or fresh turkey?
Cold turkey. Well, I don't have fresh turkey, so it'll be
Well, I
your
don't mean
cheap
like you
deli.
killed a turkey and threw it on. I just
Oh.
mean like are you using like turkey breast
You
or are you using
turkey.
turkey cold cuts?
Gotcha. Turkey cold cuts.
We're not out here shooting jakes. We're out here. Keith, what's your ideal sandwich, buddy?
Steak sandwich. I like a Philly cheesesteak. Like I know that's kind of not the right kind of sandwich we're talking about, but it's hard to be. If I don't know what to
It's
get
a
at a
sandwich.
restaurant,
It's two things between bread. It's like a hot dog.
yeah. So any kind of steak and cheese, but it's got to be like shaved steak. I don't love like a
You
ribeye
love
between.
steak. You
I
love
like
steak. Like the amount of times you talk about going for steak, it's insane.
I think that's Tommy's favorite sandwich,
He
right?
does. He did. Yeah, he stole that from me
Yep.
the other day. I was like, "You
Yeah.
son of a bitch." talking about my sandwiches. And then I asked him like, what's your favorite sandwiches? I tried to like get him to like give like Mount Rushmore of like restaurant steak sandwiches, and he was just like, I don't know, go to Pounders. And I was like, okay, but that doesn't help me. Like, in like, I want to experience like other like name like chain steak sandwiches that other people think are good. So
You know what has a surprisingly good sandwich is the Arby's Euro. For being a fast food,
Yeah,
the Arby's Euro is decent.
I'll try it. I got
man,
an Arby's right by my house.
There you go.
So my ideal sandwich, as a guy that doesn't like ham, I'm a ham and Swiss guy.
Really, I do not like
Absolutely.
ham either.
Oh, I actually detest ham, but you give
Mm.
me a good ham, Swiss cheese, and that crunchy mustard. You know the mustard that's like pellets, mustard pellets.
I do not.
No, the so you can get like the squeezy mustard, right? But you can get mustard that's like little pellets of mustard that you go on, you bite them into, and they're explosions of mustard.
Mm.
Yeah, you
I
put
must
those, you get those in a ham and Swiss or even a BLT. But I'm a ham and Swiss guy for some weird way.
a mustard gusher, huh?
Mustard gusher. It is. Yeah, that is technically what it is. I'll send a picture of it if I can at some point.
Okay,
I
there we
I
go.
know somebody in crew knows what I'm talking about. Probably one of the European guys.
Yeah,
Mhm.
probably.
I will follow back up with that. Like my favorite ham, I don't love like I don't know. Like cold lunch meat ham's okay, but I don't like ham steaks are gross
Me
to
either.
me.
Yep.
Yeah.
What I really like to do is for some reason I always say shaved steak. No one knows what I'm talking about. Like you go to a deli and you essentially
Yeah.
just ask them to cut it as thin as possible, like as thin as you can think, and then cut it like half of that thickness so it just
Yeah.
like falls apart.
Mm.
So put a bunch of that in a frying pan with a bunch of brown sugar, let it all
Mm.
marbleize and shit, and then top it off with like a shit ton of mozzarella cheese and let it all like melt on it, and then put make two or three like hamburger buns with some Miracle Whip and then all that ham and cheese on it. It's the fucking best hot ham and cheese sandwich I've ever had. I mean, it's horrible for you because it's literally lathered in brown sugar, but it's so
So
fucking.
what if you replace that brown sugar with maple syrup?
I don't know. I guess, but
No,
the
I'm gonna
brown
try it.
sugar. I like the brown sugar because it literally like
It
caramelizes.
caramelizes. Yeah, but so
the
with the
rest.
maple, so with the
Uh,
maple syrup, like real
uh,
maple syrup, not that maple syrup adjacent shit like
Mm.
Aunt
I think I would.
Jemima's, like
It would
actual
probably be
syrup.
good, but I don't know. That's just like so. Like I've got like three things from my childhood that I remember my mom making as like a family like meal regularly, and that's like one that I will make that. Like I will go to the fucking deli and get like shaved ham like once a year and
Yep,
just have a pig out, fucking eat like a whole
Mm.
frying pan, and
it's got to be
it's
shaved
all
ham. It's got to be
it's
shaved
almost
ham.
yes, it's almost even better like the next day cold. No, I won't warm it up or anything. I'll just eat that shit cold right out of the thing and just like sometimes I won't even make another sandwich out of it. I'll just eat the fucking ham and cheese like concoction. Oh,
All right.
Speaking of shaved meats, have you guys had the McDonald's steak and egg bagel?
no,
No, I've been
Dude,
interested.
is there
that
a
is
new
the
one?
well, it was
So
I
that was
remember
my go-to drunk like McDonald's like
uh
forever. Like
uh
I would always get McDonald's because you'd be out partying and by the time they would actually still they'd have the breast like I would be coming home when the breakfast menu was already out
yeah,
and it was always a steak egg and cheese bagel and
yeah,
it was just the greasiest thing and
oh yeah,
it was like the most expensive thing on their menu too because it was like
oh
a
yeah,
$6-7 sandwich but yeah
yeah,
horrible fake steak but
yeah.
yeah
It
that was my go-to drunk McDonald's food.
that's my go-to. No matter, I had one this morning, so
Nice.
it's just the go-to.
I'm almost always a bacon breakfast guy. I've been like
Mm.
Tim Hortons does the 2 for $6 every now and then, where
Mm.
you can get like a bacon or sausage.
Tim Hortons is a chain from Canada
Oh.
that happened to leak over into New York. I don't know if you knew that, Matthias, but
No, that's an American thing. Sorry.
Tim Hortons actually it is. They are owned by actually they're owned by Germans now, I think.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
I
no,
was,
they got bought out by somebody international.
I was just giving you a hard time. Yeah.
No, no,
Huh.
you're actually kind of correct. Started here
Oh,
actually in my hometown. Tim Hortons actually
really?
the original Tim Hortons is here in my hometown on
No
Ottawa
way.
Street. There's a museum dedicated because Tim Horton was a hockey player.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And he started this donut chain with him and another guy. He actually died pretty violently. I think he James Deaned it. I think he hit a tree.
Oy.
But yeah, that actually Tim Hortons started here in my city, and it just has now spread out, and I think it is internationally owned. Still not as interesting as shooting somebody on your wedding night. Tell me about that story.
So I guess he technically didn't get shot.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just like leaned. It was a
Fair.
segue,
Yeah.
but it
Good
sounds
segue.
like an interesting
Yeah.
story.
No, I ruined it. So for my bachelor party, we went out and I had just recently bought a hunting rifle. It's chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. And I probably should have worn my like I think he's probably shot guns before, but like I was like, I probably should have shown him how to like properly shoulder it and everything. So he had it loose, and I think he was probably a little too close to the scope. So he's probably like this far away from it, and he shoots and kicks back, and the scope cuts him like deep
Oh,
in like into his forehead and in the eye. And he was also the guy who's marrying my wife and I. So um,
the minister,
we had,
right?
yeah, so we had to get him to the ER. He got all glued up, but no, it's a very interesting night. No, that was my buddy Jace. Shout out Jace. He's the man. So I love Jace. He's actually about to have a baby, also a crew member. So
Oh, nice.
No, hey,
yeah,
welcome.
yeah,
We like crew members, so you should have, yeah. So, well, even if you didn't come to home Gym Con, you should have had the post a picture with a fellow crew, because all you had to do was find your buddy.
fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, I'm going to move into Mount Rushmore.
Do it.
Okay.
I know this is rapid fire right now.
Okay.
We are speeding through. Mount Rushmore, pizzas.
Mount Rushmore pizzas. Obviously, Domino's. Wait, are we talking chains or pizza? Like types of
It's up to you, man. You got your druthers.
Domino's, and that's it. Like everything else sucks. Papa John's, it's on site. Pizza Hut, it's on site. I was a delivery driver in college, so you know, I just rock with Domino's hard.
I love me some Little Caesars because they have that garlic bread or garlic butter that they put on everything. But that's cheating. Garlic
Yeah, fair
butter
enough.
is cheating for food. Domino's, I lived right next to a Domino's and I lived off that shit.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
It is so good. It's made to order. Their app is actually probably one of the best for tracking the orders and tracking when it's done and everything like that.
It was probably done on purpose a lot when I worked there, but there would be food all the time that was ordered, not paid for, and then nobody would pick up. So if it was like an hour, 2 hours later, they'd be like, "Oh, here's this box of 40 wings. So here's this large whatever pizza." So I had so much Domino's in college.
Okay, so we still have to go 4. So you've
Okay,
got
okay.
1. So are you
We're
going to
just
go? Are like, let's go Domino's pizzas, or you
Okay.
can go pizza types. Like it doesn't matter.
Okay. Supreme pizza would be on there. That's the um then obviously Hawaiian pizza. It People are crazy for saying I mean, it's just something for people to say. And I think people don't actually think it's that gross, but
No.
pineapple and ham on pizza is underrated.
Agreed.
Ooh. Then obviously any sort of pizza. Like if you get like a crazy pizza just with all the possible meats on there, that's hard to beat. Fourth.
That's 3. You got one more.
Fourth. Cheese. I mean, obviously you have classic cheese. Like I really
Really?
agree with what's his name from Live Large.
Nick,
That's how you know if a pizza's good is if their cheese pizza's good. So
I can't believe I knew that. Was I right? Was that Nick?
yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm getting better at this.
You're turning the guy who
I
knows
remember
everybody.
people. I remember
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can get a good cheese or pepperoni pizza, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you there. I'm a pepperoni and green olives guy. I don't
Okay.
really. Yeah, that's all I want. Shawarma pizza is top tier too.
I've never
I've
seen
never
green
had
olives
that.
on a pizza. I've only seen black olives. Is
Yeah.
that a
No,
Canadian thing? No, I'm
It-
curious. I'm very curious. Is that
So maybe when I order
black
pizza,
olives not common?
if it's just for me, it's going to be pepperoni, cheese, extra cheese, and green olives with garlic dipping sauce every time.
I like garlic dipping sauce, but I guess I'm saying like, do you have the option for black and green olives, or it's just
Yep.
green olive? Okay, yeah, I don't think I've seen a green olive on a pizza ever.
Hawaiian pizza is actually a Canadian invention as well.
I like Hawaiian. I don't even care about Hawaiian pizza. I just want I like pineapple on any pizza is good. It doesn't have to be quote unquote Hawaiian, because like I'd rather have pineapple and pepperoni than pineapple and ham 100% of the time.
Yeah, and my wife, her favorite thing is like barbecue chicken pizza. So instead of pizza sauce, she'll get barbecue sauce, and then she'll put fucking pineapple on it and chicken.
I'm gonna order 3 large, potentially extra large pizzas for my lift party Saturday. I think we're gonna go with uh I like they have a chicken sweet and sour. It's freaking amazing.
Yep.
That's the place we go to. I love that. We'll go with a basic pepperoni, and then I think Stephanie suggested for the third one we go with like a white pizza for if someone wants like a veggie option, but not like a pizza sauce with just cheese, but an actual like all white. That would be my good. I'm excited for that.
It's weird that people like there's a cat. It's really funny that there's just a
Oh,
cat
that's
sitting
a
there
different
right
one too.
now. Yeah, that's a
That's not even.
different cat. He
Well, he
gets
says
up,
he
he gets
does
up
have
and
four.
walks away, and there's a cat just sitting there like,
Yeah,
what's
does have
happening? I'm
four.
on the podcast.
Does have does have 4 cats. So I'm surprised we have only seen the 2 so far.
Yeah, so do you have shawarma pizza at all where you're from, or is that
I've
just like
heard of that. I just I'm that's like a describe. I know the name. I just guess it's one of
I
those
used to
weird
order it all the
topping ones that I
time.
wouldn't probably get.
And Morgan, she used to love it, but like lately has kind of been against it.
Yeah, it's hard.
Well,
It's hard wasting money on pizza if like only one person's gonna like that style. You almost have to go with like what do
no,
you
I'll
what do
I'll
you
eat it
both
for
not
days.
like?
No,
Eh.
that's the thing about pizza is like I will eat it forever. I brought home Do you ever get a bruschetta flatbread or bruschetta pizza?
I've had bruschetta, but not like as a.
Oh, bruschetta pizza or bruschetta flatbread is top tier, right? It stays around forever. That's what I had last night. Hey, welcome back.
Hey, thank you.
So, um, yeah, no, we're not bringing that one up. Jeez.
Hey,
Sorry.
uh,
I gotta know what they said after.
Uh,
how many cars are you down to now? Or like so I've gotten multiple people have told me about your extensive car project list. I don't know if these
Oh
are all
gosh.
cars you actively own or just
Uh,
things you've dabbled with and then like sent down the road. Because
no,
I've got like
all
someone give me a very detailed like he's got an 81 Mustang, he's got a 90s Eagle Talon, he's got a 90 Miata, he got 2007 or 2000 GMC, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and motorcycles galore. So
yeah.
are you rich and you own 30 vehicles or are you just flip-flopping cars every 6 months?
No, I have none of those cars or motorcycles anymore. That was all when I was a kid. And
Gotcha.
before I realized, like, oh, I kind of have to have money to pay for things. Oh, this isn't really sustainable having project cars and motorcycles.
Tell that to
No,
Big Brian.
yeah. So I only have just regular boring cars right now.
Gotcha.
Just my car and my wife's car. I would love to get into cars again, but I just all the cars I want are in like 20 years when it'll be feasible for me to afford it. It's just
Hmm.
they're going to be stupid or non-existent.
so I'm gonna dive into something potentially controversial. Despite all the things saying I'm not talking about that shit, it is something I'm sure everybody wants to talk about. So you've invested a lot of money in your cat with special needs.
Oh man,
Can
yeah.
we hear about what those special needs are and
Uh,
what it means to invest in that cat?
so all my cats have been like free off the street cats. Like I just I have philosophy like if you know and some people don't like this. Like I think cats should be out there roaming free. That's what they really want to do. I know some people have a hard problem with that. Fair enough, I get it. Um, but like when a cat comes up to you and is like all skinny, like they usually don't come up to people like if they're these feral cats, unless like they need something. They're like, and then you could tell like if they're super skinny. So all my cats have been, you know, from the cat distribution system where
I was
the
going to
street
bring up
gives
that
it to you.
exact sentence, the cat distribution system. Yep.
Yeah. But our very first cat, because I grew up having dogs only, like so this was outside of my wife's apartment, but there was just this little cat, and he was all like his eyes and nose was all covered up with, I mean, mucus, and he was definitely runty. Like I think he was just abandoned by his mom, and so took him in, got him to the vet, uh, got him better and healthy, but he has this like chronic respiratory infection and a cleft palate and is still like 7, 8 pounds. He's a tiny cat. So he's always sick. Like we're always taking him to the ER, things like that. So we've just dropped a bunch of money into like a free cat. But I just, I mean, yeah, they're not gonna like live as long as a human or anything, but like I mean they're worth it, you know. Their life's worth it. So I just I'm gonna dump money into them. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Like, what's the alternative?
I'm not gonna kill it, you know.
Exactly. Like there's no alternative.
Yeah.
That's my cat now. He chose me.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Was that cat in the video there? I've seen 3 cats so far. There's one behind you on the bench, the one that was on your lap, and then another one ran away.
He's the little black one. I'm trying to see
Okay.
if
So he
he's
hasn't
hanging
shown up
around.
yet. He hasn't shown up yet.
Yeah.
No, cats are a big thing on this podcast, apparently.
Yeah. And
So-
I typically don't tell people I have 4 cats because that's like kind of like crazy people. Like I'm like, dang. I
Yeah.
just tell people like I have cats.
It's a lot
I
of
don't
fucking
tell them how
cats.
much. It is, dude.
Yeah,
It is.
That's toxoplasmosis waiting to happen.
Dude, automatic litter box is safe.
I was just gonna ask, like, because I've been trying to get my wife to get one of those, and like she won't get on board with it at the moment. Not even a money thing. I just don't think she thinks they work. And I'm like, dude, like that would make our life so much better. Because our cats literally, I don't know, they're haven't. I don't know if yours are anything like mine. They disturb each other when they're shitting, so then they fucking run out of the litter box too early, and they're long hair cats. You know, I've had the most disgusting nights where like 11, 12 o'clock in the morning, Stephanie wakes me up and says, we have to cut shit out of the cat's ass right now. And I'm just like, she's like, I'm like holding the cat up, like presuming it's like underside, and she's going in there and like chopping fucking. But we have an appointment to get them their asses and the back of their tails groomed up a little bit, and then hopefully from there we can just be like, all right, what do you consider a trimmer you can recommend we can get off Amazon and just like buzz them once a month, like with a really long guard, so we're not hurting them or anything.
How many boxes do you have?
We went.
Keith, how many boxes do you have?
There's 2, but they like the same. There's one big one and one little one, but it's just the room that it's in. It's like their playroom, so they're always fucking in it together, and they're.
I learned, unfortunately, learned after a while the secret to that kind of thing, right? Because we had 2 boxes, and my cat just wouldn't use the one, and the other cat would disturb her when I was living with my roommate. Also learned that having their food next to their water is also that's not smart either. So if you're a cat owner and you realize that your cat's not drinking enough water, it's because water next to the food bothers the cat because food contaminates water. So they don't know that they're in separate bowls, right? So I don't know.
Yes. So we went down from like 4 stainless steel like litter boxes. If your wife doesn't want to move away from a litter box, for sure, get like a stainless steel ones. I don't know if you have plastic.
Yeah, we have a plastic one. The stainless steel sounds intriguing.
I bought so you can buy it for like $100 if they mark it as like a cat litter box, or you could buy like the food serving like deep and wide stainless steel pans. We went from 4 and like cleaning them out 2-3 times a day to 1 automatic litter box, changing it like the bag out once a day, and it is 100% worth it. Like every single penny. I am so sad I didn't do it earlier.
Yeah, I'll have to have you send me the specific link to that one, and then I can start compiling a list to try to like convince Stephanie into
there you go.
You know, upgrading because I hate scooping shit. And like I don't do it as often as she wants me to, and she does it like four times. She minimally does it 4 or 5 times a day. I'll do it like once at best. Like
it's a chore. You literally have to stay up on it, otherwise like it'll just get so disgusting. That's like the biggest downside of cats is pooping in a box inside your house. But
whereas our late cat Gus was indoor outdoor, and for the past like 6 years of his life, he never shit in the house or pissed in the house once. I don't think. Like he would go out into the winter, dig a hole, and shit, and like it was the best thing ever. And we don't have that with the kittens because they're never going outside.
Yeah, when we just had the one cat, we had trained him to use the the toilet. But then we got our second cat, and he was too old to try and learn it. Dude, it was amazing. He would just hop up on the toilet. Like he'd get a little he would. Not stressed out, but he would like cry really loud, and like then he would hop up there and finally do it. But the other cat just could not get it down. So
maybe that's why what was did your cats hate the bath mats too? And
probably. Yeah.
Stuff.
Okay, so tell me where the name Tuffy comes from.
Oh my gosh. So
I don't know what you thought you were getting into. You look like you weren't expecting that one.
I don't even know if that. There's no way my wife could have maybe.
No. A lot
No,
of these
no,
are more
don't
your
give away
money.
our secrets. Don't give away our
Sorry.
secrets here.
Okay. So that came from my mother. Growing up as a kid, I was just the biggest chicken. Like I was scared of everything. Like I remember there was this uh what's the it's not Nancy Drew, but it's the like the boy version of Nancy Drew. It's like the
Hardy Boys?
Yeah,
Hardy
that's the one.
Boys. Yeah, and there was a book with a picture of a wolf on the cover, and I was so scared to like move it and touch it. And I was like, so I was just the biggest chicken growing up as a kid. I probably still am now, like, you know, but that's it was like a making fun of me almost like in a loving way, but
Can't
from
wait
my
to
mom.
have can't wait to have Gino introduce you as
Oh my gosh.
Tuffy.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
slide that into Gino.
I need to actually I need to keep a spreadsheet of everyone's nicknames we've acquired because it's been like a lot, and I only remember half of them, I think. And I try to like pull one out every now and then just to be like, you remember when we called you that? Good stuff. Well, I'm having fun. Let's see.
It's not fun unless you announce it, according to the
Shut
video.
up.
Guys, I'm
Fucker.
having so much fun.
I hope it's.
That's like Midwestern speak for like this is nice, it's my time to go, you know?
So the phrase workout supplements is coming up like 2 or 3 times. Like what are you taking? What do you hate? Because you know what, I like just as a preface, I was talking to somebody about my creatine and B beta alanine in my coffee, and somebody was like, "Well, you got to take BCAAs," and I was like,
Oh my
"Oh
gosh,
no,
get out.
those are garbage. I'm not going to take those.
Yeah.
They don't do anything." So like what are you taking to be as fucking strong as you are?
A CPAP, dude.
Steroids.
I get that one a lot, dude. But
We
no,
all get that one.
seriously, the first top tier supplement, CPAP, right there. I like when I get congested and can't wear it. Literally, I feel like a zombie throughout the day. My lifts are trash. My body aches, but CPAP up there, like that's number one
Okay.
supplement.
Yep.
It and this actually came from stand efforting. Like even if you can't get it from a doctor, like buy one used off somebody. 100% recommend. Kind of gross though. But I take creatine pretty infrequently, and I have like a Ben's multivitamin. I'm just trying to think of who would say supplements. I probably wasted so much money on supplements like back when I started out lifting, and maybe that came from like a
They
college
might even be
roommate.
thinking pre-workout and shit too. Who knows?
Or even just how much you don't like them. Like you're also
Oh,
free to talk about that.
okay. I think a lot of supplements are scams.
Yeah.
I don't rock with supplements except for Build Fast Formula. They are not a scam. That's the only one. That's the only one that's good.
Friends of the podcast.
Yeah, if you're gonna buy any, buy from them. I just actually I will say I have been getting into like white wine things like that, but I've been mainly like a black coffee kind of guy.
I mean,
Fucking hate coffee.
oh yeah, you do.
You're missing out, seriously.
I've drinking. I have consumed like at least a few pots of coffee in my day. It's just not you know, on my top of the things I'd like to do. So I hear you're a big audiobook fan. Is that where you like self-help or are you fiction like me? What do you what kind of books you consuming?
I've always been a fan of audiobooks. Like that was a treat for me as a kid. Like I had a CD player that I was allowed to listen to like 30 minutes of an audiobook before bed. But no, it's always been like fiction. It's kind of hard to listen to nonfiction and
Yeah,
audio.
I can't do it.
Yeah,
So
I
like
just
what genre though? Like sci-fi,
oh
fantasy, action,
yeah,
adventure,
a,
mystery.
lo- a lot of sci-fi right now.
Nice.
Right now, reading quote unquote the Forever War. Um, but I just finished up like the Moon is a Harsh Mistress, Robert Heinlein. Um, but yeah, that's
I consider it reading. If people want to get on their high horse and say that audiobooks isn't reading, they can eat a big old bag of dicks because like
yes.
I don't know, man. I don't especially too like I haven't held a actual paperback book in probably 10 years maybe, but I still read. I consume at minimum 10 books a year via audiobooks. Like I think the most books I've gotten like I think on my Goodreads, like there was a year I had like 40 or 50 books or something, but the last like 10 years I probably averaged 10-ish, so like a book a month, give or take. But yeah, audiobooks are great. Like if anyone has a problem with audiobooks, like you must have a lot of time on your hands to actually physically read books.
Yeah.
I
And
don't think they're the same thing. I'm sorry. I don't
bro,
no say hold on.
I'm creating a
oh
story
man.
in my head as I'm
Okay.
listening to it on
Go ahead.
either
No,
way.
and that's fine. So here's just a quick
Uh-huh.
question.
Okay.
Is typing on a computer the same as writing cursive?
What if I'm using cursive font?
Is that a
Are
Yeah,
they
I think so.
they're not the same thing. They have the
Fair
same
enough.
outcome. Your words are ending up somewhere. They're coming from your brain and putting it up, but you're not using the same muscles, the same brain, the same thing. Now, my argument is there's no hierarchy. One isn't better than the other. That's would be my argument. I just don't think they're the same thing. If I read Arnold's book or I listen to Arnold's book, I have consumed Arnold's book, but the difference is I'm not using the same brain parts of my brain. Fuck the Davids are gonna call me out for this hard. I'm not, but I'm just saying, like, ultimately the result is the same thing. You are absorbing the information, but you're absorbing it in a different way. And I think that again, I just as long as we don't look at them at a hierarchy,
Yeah.
I don't think they're the same thing, but they're not one's not better than the other. That
Well,
would be
I don't,
my argument there between audiobooks and reading books.
and I'd say that's fair, but I don't think anyone that listens to audiobooks say that reading isn't as good. It's the book readers that say that audiobooks
Yeah.
aren't as good.
Yeah.
I'm like the stereotypical meme of like the husband that reads too slow and the wife like, the wife says, "Here, read this. It's funny." And like it takes him 3 minutes to get the meme and she's like waiting. Like that's
Yeah.
me. Like I am the
Okay.
slowest fucking reader in the world. So for me to get through a 1,000-page book would take a year when I can consume it like 2 hours a day when I'm driving to work and back and be done in like a week.
No, but
Yeah.
and you've gotten the information, and that's fine. I just wouldn't say that they are the same thing. I think that they are different things of an equal value.
Yeah, I like to multitask when I'm listening to books and podcasts and too. Like I'll play video games and listen to an audiobook. So I'm like two birds, one
Oh
stone.
fuck, I won't do that. No, that's out of
Go ahead,
pocket
do
for
it.
me. I actually don't listen to audiobooks at all.
Well, then
Missing out, dude.
you can't have an opinion about it then.
Yeah.
Fucking watch me.
The people listening will hear you.
I will say this is where I differ from you, though, Keith. I feel the need, though, to still have the physical book. So I'll listen to an audiobook, and I'll end up buying the book, and it just I just because I like to have a physical book as well.
I when I was your age, probably I had an obsession with every book that I read. I did keep, and then I would even like sign the back of it and like date
Okay.
when I read it, and I was like very obsessed with that. But then I got to the point where like I got too much shit in my house, and I've got like 300 books. No,
Yeah.
I
That's
think
why
I
I don't,
kept.
that's why I don't buy CDs anymore or records.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just I don't have the fucking room. That's ridiculous.
But I think if we were trying to keep this to a 2, we got to jump
Oh,
into some unpaid,
oh,
boys.
sorry.
No,
Oh no, I've got
I can go 3 hours, but I
I got one more I want to do. One
Yeah.
no, actually I'll add that to unpaid and underrated.
There you
Stand
go.
by.
Yeah, we can go unpaid long. So, Big Matthias. Oh, you fucker. I love you. What did you do? I'll have to.
Yeah.
Do you want us to walk it through? Okay, so he just
No,
put up
go ahead.
another.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, we can save
Yeah.
this for guest has to host a question or something. All right, so unpaid or underrated. Anyone listening? Any of Matthias's friends and family listening to this for the first time? We play a game called Unpaid or Underrated. It's similar to overrated and underrated, but better. So
Good timing.
underrated obviously means it's great, and unpaid sucks because no one wants to be unpaid. So Matthias, I didn't even look at my list yet. So number 1 for unpaid or underrated, I want to go with wispy mustaches.
They are severely. Oh wait. Un underrated. Jeez.
There you go.
Sorry. I know it in my head, but it's just hard getting it out
Well,
there.
Yep.
My wife absolutely hates this, and I look awful. Like I look like I'm 14
Mhm.
with it, and obviously like it's like this prepubescent nothing. But
It's as thick as it comes in.
yes, and this is like 6 months of growing, dude. And what I do, like when I start prepping for a meet, I'll start growing it out.
Mhm.
But I even get comments from strangers, and there's this guy at a Casey's gas station. Never met him before. I walk in, and he says, "You got to shave that mustache. You look like a chomo." and I didn't know what a chomo was.
I don't
I
know.
thought it was like a cholo, like Mexican. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
thanks,
thought
bro.
Cholo immediately.
Yeah, I was like, thanks, bro. I'm not Mexican, but respect. But that means child molester. And
Oh, fuck off.
I told bro like, thank you. So
Yeah, I might hit you. I might hit somebody for saying that. Jesus Christ.
yeah, and there's a complete stranger who just out of nowhere calls me a,
Fucking molester. That's
Yeah.
I've never heard that in my life.
yeah,
Thankfully,
yeah,
but
yeah.
that's hysterical.
Underrated.
All right. Unpaid or underrated? Let's go with running your CPAP dry. And what the fuck does that mean? Because I don't
Dude,
think you have water in your CPAP, do you? I'm very
so CPAPs, at least to my knowledge, have two parts. Like you could run it with a just dry, no water, or you can run it with water so the air coming in is
humid.
like humid and doesn't
Okay.
make your throat dry. Uh,
moist.
yeah, moist,
Gotcha.
exactly. Moist throat.
And
Um,
in it so that would improve the mouthfeel.
exactly. Moist would make the mouth feel a lot better.
A moistache.
Yeah, moistache. Actually, it this really ruins the seal on the CPAP.
Yeah, it would. It
yeah.
would.
But if you run it with water, for sure, like this is also probably disgusting. I'd like clean this thing like once a week, but if you run it with water, it smells so bad. So I'm just like, no water, like just rock it with no water. So it's definitely underrated because who wants to their CPAP more than once a week or less if you're me. Um,
All right.
underrated.
So I'll go with my last one here. Let's go unpaid or underrated organic foods. I don't know. It
Oh,
was on there.
hmm.
Organic food. I didn't make the list. I'm just
I mean,
reiterating family and
it,
friends.
it's probably unpaid because a lot of things like labeled as organic, it's like there's no real big difference than the other product except for it costs like $5 more. But I mean, in some cases, sure, underrated. But I think overall, this guy's of organic got
Mhm.
like I love McDonald's. Like, so I mean, unpaid.
Good deal. All right.
I
Go
got a
ahead, Jim.
friend that owns a farm.
Okay.
Okay. And she goes to farmers markets and sells her food. And she will tell you, nope, I don't treat it with anything. It's grown in, cow manure and soil. I can show
Right.
you the farm. It's down the street from you. Okay, call that organicum in. Uh, Grown in China in a greenhouse and shipped over and labeled
Yeah.
organic. Nah, fuck
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And it's an extra $3 or whatever. Like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not buying into that program.
Yeah. I rock with that all day, like local farms,
Yep.
100%. Like that's underrated,
Yep.
but things with this just organic label, nah.
Yeah. Certified USDA organic,
Yeah.
grown in China. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not buying into that. All right. So I guess I have to ask this one.
Okay.
Unpaid or underrated iPhones?
I know you guys have a strong feeling about this, but they are severely overrated. Um, I'm a hard standing Android user. So as Keith probably saw from my green text to him,
Yeah.
Blech,
I,
green text. Blech.
bro, it's all a social thing. Like
I know. I'm kidding.
yeah, I know. But there's no way I'm paying like $1,200 for a brand. That's just crazy. And like the things you can do with Androids, like running your own operating system, like can't do that on an iPhone. But so underrated for sure. Price and usability features that I don't really use. So it's mainly
he,
price.
he meant to say unpaid.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry.
Well, so part of what I was seeing was that like you have an issue with the privacy,
Uh-huh.
and I'm not going to talk about work here, but I'm fairly into the iPhone privacy world and how stringent they are in privacy, and it's interesting that you don't trust that.
So yes, they are like like to my knowledge, like pretty safe from hacking, not sharing a lot of your information with, government bodies. But I believe what they take for their own data and use for their own metrics, it is more than, So okay, here I guess I'll just get into the whole thing. So I ran a custom or OS called well, I started with Calyx OS, and it's kind of like privacy. And then I moved to Graphene OS. So I have a Google Pixel. I just recently, actually, you want to know how I got into this? It is actually Massonomics. So there is
I don't know.
a backlog episode where, um, and this is also the problem on like being a young mind late at night, like being just completely hammered, like listening to not hammered drunk, but like just hammered with content from Massonomics. Like they could have
Gotcha.
like Centurion or Manchurian candidate, whatever, Manchurian candidate me. I like
Manchurian, isn't it?
there you go, Manchurian candidate me. But Tommy was talking about using DuckDuckGo, and I had
I
like
used
no
to.
idea. There you go. And
He sold
like
me.
I had this whole like, oh my gosh, I'm a product like moment, like at like 1 a.m. And after since then, like I've been, you know, like privacy minded, like about like even just the whoever made the phone using my data. Like if they want to give me a cut, I'm all in for it. But um,
I'm
they
gonna
don't.
let you in on a small secret,
Yes,
and it's
please.
not. It's there's two things I can bring up here.
Uh,
Um, One I'm allowed to bring up, and the other one I'm just gonna is a quick elevator thing. Um, Apple randomizes every single thing you do. So if your information is being shared and you are allowed to opt out of it, it is randomized. So nobody can go in and find Matthias in the Apple servers. It's a series of numbers that is changed every half an hour. The other one is if the product is free, you are the product.
yeah, for
So
sure. 100%.
any operating system that includes Meta, specifically Meta, which is Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and we just learned they sold all of our information to Netflix to
Yep.
track what we're watching. You are the product. So I kind of see you on that one, but also knowing what I know about Apple after being flown to San Francisco, meeting with the lawyers and hearing
Yeah.
about their privacy settings,
Yeah.
I think they run an encryption higher than most banking apps.
Yeah.
So
Probably. Yeah.
but I'm not here to
Fair
change your
enough.
mind. I
Fair
just
enough.
think it's just one of those things that like having a back end training on some of this stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, yeah, if I also am like, don't track me, fucking leave me alone. But that doesn't
Yeah.
mean I'm not getting ads. It just means I'm
Yeah.
not getting ads that track me. I'm still getting
Targeted
those
to you.
ads.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially on Facebook and Instagram. They are, even when you tell Apple, don't let Facebook track me, Facebook's fucking tracking you. Like,
And that was the nice thing about like that graphene OS is that you truly could go in and like, and I know there's that feature on iPhones, but like, I mean, and this is all, I don't have any data to back it up. It's all just feeling like you go into the settings and turn off permissions to that. And I think that's kind of a newer feature on iPhones, but like I've had it for a
yeah.
while. But yeah, so I totally hear you. And then like,
But I also love the Pixel. I'm not going to complain.
heck
I
yeah,
think
there
when
we
I
go.
was an Apple user, or no,
Yeah,
well, when I was an Android user,
yeah.
the number one phone I ever owned was a Huawei.
Okay.
Sorry, but
Yeah,
it was the
yeah,
Huawei the 6P. So before Pixel was Pixel, they had their own Android that they outsourced, right? Like they had their own phones, and it
yeah,
was definitely that Huawei 6P.
yeah.
Gigantic phone, best camera. I still look at the pictures from that camera and my mind is blown. So
Yeah.
I'm not here to tell you you're wrong or anything. I just
No, no. And
definitely
I'm definitely not as educated in this as I probably should be for someone who was so willing to automatically like, oh yes, I'm in.
I'm
Your
So
line
so
is your line is not drawn in the sand. I think it's drawn in concrete.
yeah, I
yeah,
definitely I hear you on that one, but I also as an Apple user, you know, I'm not going to pretend Apple doesn't pay some of my bills, so I'm not going to
hey, fair enough.
not
Fair
going to
enough.
sit here and pretend I'm unbiased. Oh, it's my turn to ask questions.
Yeah, we might have to quick hit these. We're trying to keep that time
Sorry,
frame,
guys. Sorry,
but
sorry,
I don't care. I
We
gotta work.
we can go 2 and 45. I just want to say like let's aim for two.
Yeah, no,
Because
I was late to the intro, so I assumed you guys had like someone had a heart out, so that's why I was trying to
no,
keep it to us. But if no
I
one's
said
got a heart out.
let's just do two. but
Or
like let's do a
yeah,
loose
no,
two.
no, we're good.
Uh, all
That's
right, so
oh, I was gonna make a never mind. I'm not gonna.
don't
Okay, no.
unpaid or underrated cut off lift shorts.
Oh my goodness. As a man with femurs who are like a foot long, it you have to cut the shorts, otherwise it looks like I'm wearing pants. So I have like the lift shorts 2.0 and they're cut
I
like
saw
half
that.
the logo's cut. Yeah. Yeah. I felt so, like I had them and I wouldn't wear them for the longest time because they're just so long on me. I was like, I want to wear them. It's pointless. Like I'm going to cut them. It was really hard for me to cut them. So,
Yeah.
because still financing those things, I had to take out a second mortgage. So
As long as it's
it's
not the
tough.
yellow or the green.
Yeah,
You
true.
cut those. Oh, yeah, you cut those, you're in trouble.
Yeah. I,
Unpaid or underrated fitness influencers.
gosh, this is from my wife. Um, if I think I know who she's talking about, um, I dislike fitness influencers so much. I it, it's the gym, dude. It's not like you're doing this amazing. Like it's literally a hobby, and that's why like people who just get too caught up on like I am like morally superior, better than you because I go to the gym. Like it's stupid. Like it's like I don't know. I can't articulate it well, but it's stupid. I hate all fitness influencers. And that being said, now that like technically I have an okay following for like something kind of fitness related, does that make me a fitness influencer? I don't know. Do I hate myself? Yes, but yeah.
I hope I'm not a fitness influencer. I'm just a home gym influencer
There you
adjacent.
go.
So I think I'm
There you
good.
go.
I think I'm safe from the wrath that is you.
That's what I like about the Mike Van Wyck stuff, right? The anti-influencer. You
What's
could
Mike Winfig? Wait, sorry.
Mike Van Wyck is a bodybuilder from up here in Canada. I think he's actually originally from Rhode Island. But he's pretty anti-influencer as well. But he's also a YouTube star and has thousands of followers. Um, I appreciate that the way I word it when somebody calls me an influencer is okay, so I might have a small following and people might see me lifting and go, you know what? I think I want to go get in the gym too. And that's fantastic. And they'll go, what products do you use? And they'll use my codes. That's fucking great too. But you're not going to see me filming fucking dance videos
Hmm.
or a tripod in the gym. You're not going to see me like bothering other humans in their lives in order to further my own content. You're never going to see that. I'm not going to make videos where I tear down somebody. I'm not going to I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do me. And if that resonates with you, I'm fucking in and I'm happy it resonates with you. If that happens to gain me followers, if that happens to get fucking sales to my friends, like I have one commissionable code and it's never been used. Right. The rest are, yeah, right.
Which
Like,
which one is it?
lift hard, be kind.
Okay.
Yeah. The Mitchell Hooper company. But like at the same time, like if you're liking what I'm doing, follow me. Great. Let's talk. You're just not going to see me do that influencer bullshit where I'm like mad at people for walking in front of my camera. I'm not videotaping every part of my life. I'm not doing
Yeah.
vlogs of me walking on the beach and shit like that. Like I'm not going to do that. So I'm with
And,
you on that one.
and I guess I also have like a bigger problem with like bodybuilding influencers. Just 'cause, I mean how edited things can be, and then I've seen like not like friends, but like people who I go to the gym with who have definitely been influenced by people who are on like gear to hop on gear, and like they're young in the gym, like they're young people in general, and I just think like they've your body do whatever you want, but like you've definitely made a bad like choice by hopping on gear like when you're 18, 20, just
Yeah.
because you want to look like this 1% genetic freak who also photoshops his photos. So I
You,
just
it's like what did Mike Israel say about Sam Sulek? Like you're already made of rubber and magic. You don't need gear, man. Like you're 20 years old and you have nothing to do but hit the gym. Fucking do that. You don't need gear. And the same with the people that are like, well, Chris Bumstead does this, I'm gonna do this. And it's like
yeah,
you're not Chris Bumstead. You're not.
yeah,
Um, you
yeah.
know, you see Paul or Dwyer, you're not going to do that. You're just get over it and just like fucking lift and have fun. So yeah, the hyper serious influencers and everybody, like I said, they joke that me and Keith are influencers or whatever. It's not like it is a running joke, but I do like to think like we're not that kind of influencer. We're not bothering people. We don't have a fucking t-shirt that you can go buy, right? Like you're not buying unpaid and underrated t-shirts. That would be stupid,
I
right?
would though. So I mean, just throwing that out there.
Yeah, but like we're not going to put that out there anytime soon.
Someday maybe.
Um,
It's a lot of work.
someday maybe, but it's not work we're going to put in anytime soon. So yeah, I just wanted to get that. Yeah, I was hoping you would drop names. Last
No,
one.
I can, but
Actually, there was one lady today that her entire thing is she makes fun of influencers and she's kind of funny, but then like she's out there also doing that shit. Like she's out in the mall making stupid videos to make fun of influencers, but then the people in the mall are like, "Why are you here? Like we're just trying to shop. Get out of our fucking way." And then it's like,
oh
"But now you're that."
yeah,
You know who I'm talking about.
I think I do. But speaking of that, someone else who I hate, and they brought it up on the sister podcast is, that 40-year-old guy. I hate that guy's videos. Oh no
Oh,
way. Like,
yeah. And
Oh no, I
there's
love that guy. I did
no.
that
people that do that
today.
exact
I
same bit
did
too.
that today. I saw one of his videos and I was like, "What?
No.
No way!" And I went and tried to take apart my microwave.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't like that guy? I find him really
No.
funny.
No.
I think I followed him briefly and just like it got.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
the same
I
thing
had,
over and over
I
again,
had too
but
much of a
it's
backlog, so I just always saw the content. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
let me see this once a month, not once a day.
It's like the 5-minute craft people too. Like those things drive me insane. And it's all just for like views and like farming and stuff like that to get paid. And it's just you know,
no, I get that. I totally get that. Okay, last but not least, unpaid or underrated stripping.
tripping.
At high school football games, apparently.
Oh frick, maybe I did do that. Bro, if I had a time machine, I
I
would
heard
go
you
back in
did.
time.
I heard you did.
That's maybe gosh.
Somebody might have been really built in high school, and maybe some people gave him some money to take off his clothes.
Gosh. That definitely was me. I can't even deny it. But
No judgment here, man.
and after I just ragged on it, like fitness influencers for things like that.
That's not the same thing.
I don't know. Overrated or unpaid. Gosh,
Oh
dang
man,
it.
you've got that wrong every single time.
I'm
I've
sorry.
listened to every episode, mother.
I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah,
You hear a lot of things, but you never
I fuck up
speak
shit
it.
all the time, man. You're
Unpaid.
No judgment here. We've had some people who have done the same thing on our podcast, and you know,
I butcher it regularly.
so stripping is unpaid.
Unpaid for me. It's embarrassing. I don't know.
What? No way.
Oh, geez,
There you go. How
you're a
about
monster?
this is a good question though, because someone made fun of this. Made fun of me for this recently. Is like, you guys know what like the sitting in gum trick is? Like with your
No.
buddies. Like
No.
you pull,
It's like a douchey thing to do.
no, like you pull like if you're wearing shorts, like a little bit of your sack out, and like I sat in gum.
Oh Jesus!
No, what?
Oh,
That's
okay,
not
yeah.
funny.
No,
Is that
it's like
is
the
it-
goat, right? Like the
Yeah.
goat and the bat from
Yeah.
yeah. We
Mhm.
trick people into looking at your balls.
Is that funny or not?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I guess
Absolutely.
it's-
So one time we
It's a
went
good way
to
to
our
get-
friend's apartment in, a little bit far away. And we used to have this thing where we would, if somebody fell asleep too early at a party, we would take their phone and we would take pictures of things and we would make
Yeah.
it their background.
Yeah, there you
And
go.
she was like, "You're not going to fucking do that to me. I'm going to lock every device in the house." But then she got drunk and unlocked every device in the house
Oh.
and fell asleep. And she woke up to 5 of us
Mhm. My gosh, that's a good one.
doing the goat. We got her with the goat, not even the
Nice.
bat. We got the goat.
Nice.
Yeah.
My go-to all the time, like if you're with your bros and like you're all going to the bathroom, like beat them in there and like drop your pants at the urinal. So you're just mooning them when they all come in. That's undefeated right there.
Like it's like it's not funny if they're not in on it.
Fair
Like you
enough.
can't just do that to a stranger.
Yeah.
You're
But
getting
like
arrested for fucking
if
sexual
everybody
assault.
like yeah, if everybody's kind of in the friend group and they know that this could happen, right?
Mhm.
You don't want to unconsensually show people your genitals. That's fucking
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
But like if you're like, by the way, if you fall asleep, you're gonna wake up with our balls on your phone, and they're like, well, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna fall asleep, and then they fall asleep. Like it's
I would like to come away from the Lift Hard Live Easy without seeing any like dick or balls though. Like that would.
it is unlikely you will because we're all a lot older and more mature now. Most of us, at least. All right. Well, I think you passed unpaid and underrated.
Good.
Tell me about your background. Tell me. No, I want to hear about this background.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Describe
All
this
right.
meme to us.
So we've got pull it up so I can read it as well. So we've got Keith Honeycutt versus a Honeywell thermostat. So program, you've got at Strength by Science for Keith, and then program for the Honeywell thermostat is 7-day programmable temps. Fan, Scott Dodds for Keith Honeycutt.
Scott Dodds is a huge fan. Big hot.
Yeah, and then it's just yes for the thermostat. Modes, powerlifting strongman, and then you got modes heat, cool, and off, and then color orange and white. So
That's
there you
amazing.
Yeah, send those to us. We'll make sure we'll put them up there on our instas.
I will.
Good work.
Like I'd I literally put those in for a living some days.
Really?
Better. Like
Yeah.
if you didn't know,
Yeah.
like I do like light electrical work at my job a lot of times. So either we do light fixture replacements or we do thermostats for energy efficiency as well. So all next week I'm putting in we used to do Honeywells. I don't do the Honeywell brain one, but yes, I've put thousands of Honeywell thermostats in at my job in the past. So that is extra fucking hysterical to me. Good. Actually, like I will actually send that to my boss as well. My work phone is shut off until Monday morning, so I'll send it to him Monday because I'm not turning it on.
Unpaid or underrated? Shutting your work phone off.
Fucking the most.
Oh yeah, top tier. It's S tier.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I do it every Friday when I get out, or like today I did it at like 3:01. I shut my phone off.
See, I do not have a work phone. They have my personal number, and like I got a text right here about work right now. So
no,
it's just,
no way.
Yeah.
Actually, I got one from work while we were chatting, and I was just like, "Go away!" Like, I have a work phone and I have my personal phone, and I get 1 day a week. I get a solid 24 hours where I get to go. I will not respond to anything.
Yeah.
As a manager, I can't fully check out. Like it's just it's like them performing makes me money. So like I kind of have to be even there when I'm not, but I get 1 day a week where I just go, nope, I'm off. Go away. All right. What's the next step there, Keith?
So it's our favorite topic here, our favorite segment. It's where we hand the reins over to the guest and see what Matthias has for us.
Heck yeah!
All
right.
I'm optimistic it's going to be awesome since we've already gotten 2 fucking dope memes that I
don't
forget to text them.
I'll send it to you here. All right. So this might fall flat on its face because I kind of forgot that Joey hasn't listened to the backlog, but I kind of put together a little Massonomics.
I forgot half of it.
I picked out like some of my favorite I guess you could call this like trivia, I guess, about some of the backlog. So I don't know. I'll just read it.
We'll have fun with it. We'll do it live.
Okay, there we go. So first question here: what was the search query in Massonomics' shop? And I'll read you some of these things: fit babes, big hunk, nude woman lifter, or all the above.
I'm not sure that was like. Well, I don't remember. I'm stumped. I'm assuming all fit. I don't know. I want to say all the above, but probably just the one with the hunk.
Yeah,
it's all the above.
Nice.
That's episode 79 for reference.
That's like an SOC thing, or I'm trying to.
So, like, if you go to their webpage, like I guess Tommy has like the access to see what people have searched up. So I guess you go in there and search something weird.
Okay, I gotcha. I guess I didn't understand the question as it was posed, so
Ah,
that makes more sense.
sorry. Yeah,
No,
I
no,
guess this is just someone went and
I
searched these
didn't.
things in their shop. No, you're good.
That's
uh,
should I be curious? I'd like to see like the printout, like a full like
yeah,
month printout of like what's some weird shit people.
yeah,
It's almost like I almost want to just go and search the weird. Actually,
yeah.
here,
There we go.
every like we're our 200 listeners, whatever. Right now, when you're hearing this, I want you to get off your phone and go type in the weirdest fucking shit you can think of at massonomics.com, and I want to see if like they actually ever mention it, and they'll be like, I've gotten all these reports of like random like why are people searching donkey dicks on Massonomics?
Exactly. Who was the first calling guest? Larry the Legend Shuck, Julius Maddox, Donnie Thompson, or Mary Baird?
Thompson.
Mary was on the episode. Mary was on. I think Mary was only on the party cast.
Oh, sorry.
Uh,
So this is the first call-in guest.
no, I know.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'll go with Julius.
So it's actually Larry the Legend
Was
Shuck.
it?
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
there you
Good
go.
Larry, your boy Larry.
Yeah.
One,
Go ahead.
I like Larry was. Anyone listen to this? Like when you if you get a chance to talk to Larry, he doesn't want to talk to people very much that he doesn't know.
Mhm.
It didn't seem like I had to like introduce myself and shot the shit with him a little bit, but he definitely doesn't get the whole crew thing. I don't think like he's very
Yeah.
much like Tanner and Tommy's friend, but I don't think he gets the whole like fucking how many of us are out here that are just like obsessed with that. So they're like with the culture that we built. So Larry's unique in that manner.
I
It's
got to
kind
put baby powder on him at the last Left Live Easy. And I was like, I'm not gonna touch you. So like I had to like dump it on his thighs, and then I used the bottom of the bottle to wipe it like I do on myself. Because I was like, I'm not gonna touch people.
kind of crazy to think that he can exist like that, like not be interested in any of the side of Massonomics, but there's all these people who know him and know like a
Uh-huh.
backstory about him. So
Yep.
yeah,
It is very weird. I had like so many Massonomics gym members are like so not into Massonomics at all. It is goofy. I don't get it, but I don't know. Like, would you listen to a pod? Like, if I kind of can see it though, because if like none of my friends listen to my pod, none of my like non-crew friends listen to this podcast. If I had a podcast about the No Wine Cellar, like no one would listen to it that like
Mm.
trained in my gym. Like out of my
Mm.
30 friends that come here somewhat regularly, like so I can kind of get it. Like who's gonna listen to their buddy just randomly talk about shit that they can have a conversation with them about. So like I do
I
get it.
I actively tell people not to listen to this podcast. And they're like, "Oh, what's your podcast?" And I was like, "Do you lift?" And they're like, "No." And I was like, "Then don't. Like, don't fucking listen to this podcast."
Well, I try to springboard it into them. Like, well, first listen. Like, do you listen to Massonomics? So yeah, a few episodes. I was like, all right, well, get more into Massonomics, join
Mhm.
crew, and then listen to my podcast.
There
But
you
like,
go.
if you don't do all those steps first, like, stay
Yeah.
away unless you know one of the guests.
Okay. All right. Third question here. What was Tanner's suggestion for the recently deceased Rich Piana's Arnold booth? Kai Green takes it over. Rich Piana has an open casket. Give it to Massonomics, or have Tyler take Synthol and pose as Rich Piana.
The Tyler
Probably
one.
the Tyler thing, I would say. But
It was Rich Piana's open casket at his booth.
That was my first. That was my initial answer, but I was like, "No way." This is why
Yeah,
I don't listen to the back catalog.
Dude,
I don't want to know
Tanner,
this about my friends.
it
Tanner
is
used to be so
so
much more
good.
ornery. Tanner
Yeah,
was so much more like he's so much more ornery back in the day. I loved it. But
yeah.
it is a different like it's two different it's different animals. Like I've said it before. Like you got to look at it as like this is an era that has come and gone, and then there's a middle era that came and went, and this is what we are now. Um, it's not who they are; it's just what it was. I don't know. It's all consumable and enjoyable. Very different.
Uh, what episode was the term unpaid interns mentioned?
Holy fuck! I might.
Episode four. Sorry, I was trying to get it to
No,
load.
go ahead.
Episode
I might have been
episode
around on that one.
episode 44, episode 328, episode 315, or episode 224.
I'm going to say 224.
Probably one of the 300s. I can't imagine it's the fucking 40. There's no way it was the one in that.
So I came in around 250, right? That's when I started listening, and it was around then. So it had to have been around by then.
the way his fucking
Yeah, no,
mustache
look
is
at him. Look
smiling.
at him. He's like,
It had to be
throwing it
it
like
had to be
fucking
it had to be
Snoopy.
episode
He's like,
44 then.
man, you guys are wrong.
It had to be dropped in the very beginning.
It was episode
Okay.
44. Tyler mentions putting unpaid interns on, making a new intro. Yeah. Sorry, I have all this like useless knowledge. And I pretty regularly go back and listen to the backlog or
I was
try
gonna
to.
ask, have you like do you just restart the backlog like every couple like because I've listened to every episode at least once and then some of them like I will cherry pick some of the backlog now and it's just yeah it's hard to repetitively do it multiple times
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you
And
definitely do get new shit.
I'll get into the mood where like if I do go in the backlog, I just won't listen to new stuff. And I'm like, all right, I gotta catch back up. Um, but the only episode I know I've only listened to once is the one where it's that CrossFit guy and they're
Julia
doing
fucking Pinot or whatever
yes.
the fuck.
And it's and
It cares
it,
so little about that.
yeah, and it's only him answering questions from like a CrossFit. Like I love Tyler, love his other podcast, the Spirits Rainy podcast, but I just that podcast episode, I'm like, all right, this is hard. But yeah. Um, what was the last state in the United States? Sorry, Joey, to listen to the Massonomics podcast. Was it Alaska, Hawaii, Rhode Island, or Vermont?
I'll go with Vermont. Oh fuck, which one's smaller? Actually, fuck. Go to Rhode Island because I know the main company is based out of Rhode Island, and I know that you can literally drive from one side to the other in 45 minutes. So I'll go with Rhode Island.
Oh no, I don't have an answer for that one.
It is Vermont. You were right the first
Fuck, I
time.
was right the first time. God damn it.
Yeah, sorry. Um,
I tried.
all right. Yeah, and then the last one I have here. What was Tyler's, Tanner's, and Tommy's first nicknames on the podcast? Since we're big fans of nicknames. So here are your options: the Beast, the Magic, or the Show, and which went to which.
Big Daddy Fat Sex isn't on there.
I guess technically that should be on there. You're right. See, that's why you got to go back and listen to the backlog. Get things like that.
So Tyler, Tommy, Tanner, Beast, Magic, and Show.
Uh-huh.
Is that what okay? So
Yeah.
I'll go Tommy as Magic, Tyler as the Beast, and Tanner as the Show. Yeah, and I'm just in physical attributes for that. I have no memory of.
Fair enough.
Like that's the worst. How many? What didn't we come up with like the running minutes? Like how many hours? It's like thousands of running minutes or whatever. It's like I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't. I'm not like Joey. I didn't read the backlog. I listened to it.
Fair enough.
I
Again,
consumed it so much differently.
Again, I feel bad because I like making like trick questions. They were all the Beast. So
Fuck. Good deal.
Yeah, that tracks.
yeah, yeah. So
I wish I could like. I wish I could have like had I wish I had a better memory of like, but man, it's just so much talking. It's so hard to like remember like all the small talk. Like I gotta remember like certain highlights and shit, but it's hard to cherry pick all that.
Fair enough. All right, now I actually have stuff related to you guys.
Ooh, my favorites.
Okay, sorry. I just had to get that out of the way.
No,
So,
and that was actually really fun because like
We're sorry we
there's
let
no
you
way I would
down
know
with
any
our
of that shit.
incompetence. Yeah,
No.
sorry we let you down there.
no. It's unfair like for me to like cherry pick things and like you guys should know this. So yeah.
I mean, I can see it in his eyes. He's judging us harshly, guys. Like,
No.
he's like these motherfuckers.
As well, he should.
All right. This one is for you. And I'll try and keep them short because we are going over our time here. So
Take all the time you want.
this is an FMK for you, Keith. FMK, Milwaukee, DeWalt, and Makita.
Oh God, I get this so much. Like Chris, Chris Mark asked me this the other day, more or less. So FMK, I'll kill Makita because I don't really care about
Really?
Makita. I've used a Makita. I used Makita once when I was like 20, like a teenager. The construction company I worked for, the guy he had DeWalt drills, but he had a Makita Impact, and this was literally like 2003 when like Impacts were like new or new-ish. So, but I have the least amount of experience with Makita. Mary or I'm curious of how I answered this in the past, but I will probably I'll fuck Milwaukee and marry DeWalt solely because I'm already invested like a
Yeah.
thousand. I already have over $1,000. I have more than $1,000 in DeWalt, and I even have like the shit like my first DeWalt thing I probably got was almost 14 years ago, and I'm still running the same 20-volt batteries, and they're still good. I've never had to like some of them aren't as good as they used to be, but I haven't had to. I don't have any that like only last 5 minutes or anything. So
Like the old style where it's like the stem battery,
yeah, I don't have
not the.
those. No, no.
Oh, okay.
So I
Oh,
was
I
lucky
have
enough like
those.
I
There you
switched
go.
over. I switched over. It was like was it because it was 20-volt max because they went from 18 NiCad to
Mhm.
20-volt max in like 2008, 9, 10 era,
Okay.
and like I bought like a $600 kit of the 20-volt max with like a bonus that I got at work deferred when I was doing property maintenance, and then I've just added on tools to that. Like
Mhm.
I just got a weed eater and a chainsaw and a blower all in the last like couple years. I still have still need to get like a pole saw and a hedge trimmer and shit because at this point I'm invested like so much in it. But
Yeah.
I use Milwaukee at work. It's great, but I'm not gonna. If I could restart, would I have went with Milwaukee? Maybe, but I don't know.
I think Milwaukee's seriously overrated, but they're all like probably the same. So
Yeah.
it doesn't even, yeah. This one's for you, Joey.
What
Would
up?
you rather experience wrestling again for the first time, like watching it like all throughout your like, or would you rather experiencing deadlifting for the first time again? Like if you had to
Jesus.
erase your memory and be like, which would I rather experience for the first time? Which one?
Oh my God. That's a real Morgan's gonna call me out for this one. Um, Deadlifting.
Okay.
Probably would want to
Really?
experience, yeah. Um, because wrestling has been there since I was like 4, right? The first WrestleMania was the year I was born.
Mhm.
And I go back to my grandpa's house who had no TV. They had the rabbit ear antennas, and we used to watch old tapes of WrestleManias that he had. And as much as deadlifting is my favorite thing in the world, it didn't define or shape me since I was a child, right? Wrestling did. Wrestling was something I shared with my grandpa and to my father to an extent. And then, so I would definitely say that if I had to erase everything and start again, it would be deadlifting because I would get to find the joy again and not the struggles, not the strength issues, not the it's not linear. Like,
Yeah.
it's not always going to go up.
Yeah.
But with wrestling, yeah, wrestling has just been there. In fact, part of the reason I was so tired tonight is because I stayed up late last night watching wrestling fucking documentaries. Because yeah, I think that shaped more of who I was and grew up as than deadlifting did. Because I didn't find deadlifting until I was like 35, but I found wrestling at the age of 4. Right. So good
Fair
question though.
enough.
Fuck, dude. That was hard. That was actually really hard.
Well, good. Um, and this is just my own personal question. So I never, watch wrestling or anything, but would it be worth it to get into it now, like with modern day wrestling? Do you think it's worth it for someone like me to try and get into it, or not really? Has wrestling as a sport changed too much from when you were growing up to now?
So the crew's gonna hate this. Sorry, guys. Go ahead and tune yourselves out.
Sorry. Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, it's a really good question, and I do think at some point I need to be on a wrestling podcast to talk about this kind of shit. Wrestling in the go back as far as the carnies, right? Like where wrestling was just an event you went to, and they did wrestling in front of you. Wrestling is a show. It always has been a show, and then it was a TV show, and ultimately wrestling has always been the Goliaths. It's always been the what do we replace that as? Like the old the gladiators. Okay. Except it was predetermined. It's not fake. You getting dropped over somebody's head and falling 6 feet isn't fake. It hurts. It sucks. But it's predetermined. It's a show. So when you go and you look at from the 80s, where what we call the golden era of wrestling, the Hulk Hogan's, the Macho Man, the Ted DiBiase's, the Ric Flairs, those guys figured out how to draw money from people, right? By putting on a show. And then it progressed into being a dance. Wrestling today is a dance. And when somebody is really good at dancing, it's fun to watch. One of the top wrestlers, in my opinion, is Randy Orton. Randy Orton has no single unplanned move. And when he has an unplanned move, you can tell it didn't go the way he wanted. He is, in my opinion, every movement is that movement that needs to be done at that exact second. If you want to get into that kind of thing, absolutely watch it. There are some of the best people that are into the business and dance of wrestling going out there right now. These guys are they're doing spots. And spots are just like single moves that like draw attention. These guys are doing things that like nobody has ever done before. If you love the idea of wrestling, this is the time to watch. If you love the idea of the big Goliath over the top gladiators, you need to go back and watch the 90s and 80s.
Okay.
Right? Like Undertaker wouldn't fly right now. There's no
Okay.
Undertakers right now. There's no darkness and lights and rest in peace. There's none of that shit going right now because right now it's the dance. I love that shit.
Okay.
I think if you can find somebody that can do that move better than the guy before them, that guy deserves attention. But if you're not into that idea, then don't bother. So that would be the answer there.
Okay.
It would be really what you want to watch out of it. If you're an MMA fighter and you like watching UFC, don't watch wrestling. It's not the same. And you will obviously you're going to be the guy that sits there and grumps around everybody and you're like, this is fake, this is fake, this is fake, and everybody's going to hate you. But MMA is bigger than wrestling right now. I still think MMA is predetermined. I don't think UFC is as real as everybody says it is.
Yeah.
I think it is a show. I think it is predetermined, and I think you're all being worked, especially because now political figures are showing up.
Yeah.
Right? Like all of these big names are showing up and sitting in the crowd and getting more attention than the fighters.
Yeah.
That's a work.
Dude, same with football, any sport.
It's
it's all
It's all a work. Right? Like, so that would be my answer there. I think that no, if you want to get into what we care about now in my 40s, no. But if you want to get into the new style of wrestling, absolutely get into wrestling. But know that you are watching two men or two women or a woman and a man dance. That's what you're going to get into, and it's going to be fucking entertaining. And yeah. And most people, Aaron tuned out now.
No,
Yeah, Big Mofo's tuned out. The Davids are tuned out. Sick of wrestling talk. More Star Wars, please.
That's a good answer. All right.
You buddy.
All right. If you had to have only one brand in your gym, like equipment brand, like all of your plates, barbells, rack had to be there, who would you pick? Yeah, because I know you got several different, but
That's
if
tough.
you had to only do one, who are you picking?
And why would it be Bells of Steel?
Yeah, of course, Bills of Steel. Yeah.
Like I don't love Rogue and I don't love their business practices, I guess, but it'd be the easy answer because at least I know they got decent plates. I know their racks are good. I don't love their deadlift bars garbage. Off loss, your bar sucks, but
That's one I use for this prep. So
yeah, I don't know. Like I think it'd have to be Rogue just for the convenience of I could just like go spend 20 grand at Rogue and get everything I need. I mean, I know everyone likes reps blowing up more, but like I wouldn't be opposed to rep, but I like to pride myself on being like a 99% American made gym. And if I go rep, then it's like a 0% American made gym.
fair enough.
So,
All right.
but I think rep is right up there with quality rep's got the highest quality import shit.
Yeah.
And they're definitely 1,000 times more innovative than what Rogue has been putting out the last, 10 years.
Fair enough. Unpaid or underrated, the Pain Clinic. This is also for you again, Keith.
Man, I miss those guys. That's a good Harkin throwback. It was wow,
Dude,
my
same.
wife. So that's cool. So I'm trying to whisper because I had to open my door so the cat could get out of the spare room, and now it won't leave. And my wife's gonna be super pissed shortly. So
I'm so
fun,
sorry.
fun. No, 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 it's on me. The pain clinic, that was a garage gym that one of my good buddies used to have. I think technically it's still there, but it's like
Mhm.
he doesn't really have a crowd of people coming anymore. But that like was very instrumental in motivating me to start a home gym because like at the time I was LA Fitness commercial gym dude. We would go see a personal trainer at like a private studio just because it was a personal trainer that we had met at LA Fitness and kind of like would do sessions with and followed him to a couple other small boutique gyms as his like career progressed.
Mhm.
And that's when I got into they did like a mock powerlifting meet and he was friends with someone that helped put it on. So he brought his deadlift bar and kind of ran the mock powerlifting meet for like the dozen of us. And then I was like, I knew he had a home gym. I was like, do you ever like have people come over and train? And he's like, yeah. So we exchanged numbers and I went and the first time I pulled 405 was it like the first time I went and trained with him and stuff.
Yep.
And then, like once a week to once a month for like 2 or 3 years, I would go there to like supplement my gym training. And then I
Mhm.
got into I think pretty much within the first year, I probably had started my very basic gym at that point. And then I was like, well, that's awesome. Like, I love the idea of having buddies come over and train with me. So, like, I very
Yeah.
much stole a lot of inspiration from that. I'm pretty sure currently they've like the two dudes that were like the matriarchs at that gym kind of had a falling out, which I feel really bad with
Ooh.
because I'm kind of stuck in the middle of like two people I consider friends that like won't talk to each other anymore, and they're both like 60-year-old grown men, so it's very awkward. And I'm like, what the fuck, guys? Like, bury the hatchet already. I mean, if fucking Joey and Coop and Joey and Kayvon can bury the hatchet, I think anybody should be able to.
Yeah, for sure. Joey has a huge problem with both of those dudes.
Who the fuck is Coop?
Uh, but extremely underrated in its heyday, and I had a blast and met some really good
Fair enough.
homies that I'm still friends with.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. For you, Joey,
Mhm.
unpaid or underrated, running in the snow in your underwear.
I
I don't know if you get that reference.
Oh, I can name 100 times I've done it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, like uh, un, underrated.
Yeah.
I think that there's a level of get out there and the internet says touch grass,
Mhm.
but I think like if you live in the north, go touch snow, go outside. You're probably talking about a picture I took.
Yeah, it was your very first picture on Instagram.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my second Instagram. I had an Instagram before this one.
Oh, shoot. I did not
Yeah.
do my detective work
Oh
properly.
no, and you won't find that one.
Okay.
But definitely, yeah, go outside, go sit in the snow, go out. Here where we are in this kind of range of snow, we get the shitty snow where it's
Mhm.
cold and damp. But if you live in like the western end of this continent, you're gonna get the cold and it's dry. And I was talking to somebody today that like minus 15 in Ontario sucks.
Mhm.
Minus 30 in Alberta sucks less for
Mhm.
some reason.
Mhm.
So go outside, get naked, go sit in the snow, go touch grass, walk
Yeah.
barefoot, buy barefoot
Yeah.
shoes.
There you go.
Do everything you can to just connect to the ground and to nature because I posted this thing actually. It's funny you brought this up. I posted this the other day. Um, while you're staring at your phone and you look aside and you see an ant or a spider in your house and you get mad that they're there, remember your phone is the stranger. The ant and the spider were meant to be there. Accept nature, go outside, get wet, get dirty, take off your shoes. Good question.
Episode title: Get wet.
Get back, get dirty.
No, that was actually a good question because it's been on top of my mind. Like I don't want to wear shoes anymore.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna quit my job so I don't have to wear shoes.
There you go. Get feral, as you like to say.
Remain feral.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Because I try to do a lot of Instagram.
Yeah.
Is there a better way to actually scroll to someone's like early content? Like, is it easier to do it from a laptop? Because
No, dude.
like my thumb hurts fucking. I'm like
Yeah.
3 minutes in, and if you have like shitty data, like you can't
Yeah.
even just like infinite scroll. You have to
Mhm.
scroll, let it refresh, and scroll again. And
Yeah.
it's like this is fucking stupid. I've got 1,000 posts. I couldn't get to my first post if I wanted to.
Yeah.
It would take fucking 8 minutes.
And it was honestly easier to get to, even though Joey has more posts than you, his are mainly photos while yours are videos. So it took like twice as long to scroll for
There's
yours. I was like,
there's
all right. dying.
Gotta be a way. No, it sucks. All right. There's
Yeah.
gotta be. I'll figure it out
See,
eventually.
yeah.
But,
There's
well,
probably some tech somebody knows, like, oh,
Nate,
yeah,
Big Nate,
Nate.
make an app for that, Nate.
Yeah. That's all I got. The only thing I did want to flex, just because I am proud of how low it is. I have my member card here, number
nice.
16.
Absolutely. We
So
forgot to ask that actually. That's
yeah,
that's our bad on that one.
no,
I was
hey,
super confused the route we went. And I think we'll have to figure that out. But yeah, that's early. Good stuff.
That's awesome.
yeah. I want to know if anyone has. I mean, obviously Scott Dodds is still number one, but I
Hmm.
wonder if anyone else has dropped out since then.
So I think Tanner even mentioned that on an episode. Joy, did someone mentioned you mentioned that Tanner said some people dropped out?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something in the fucking Massonomics unpaid world
Yeah.
meta fucking recently.
One of our
it was
guests
last
brought
week's. Yeah,
because I said there's no way I'll ever become 69 because I think I was like
yeah,
64 or some bullshit.
yeah.
But yeah, no, that's Big
Oh yeah,
D.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, Brad had he'd messaged moved up. I don't remember, but yes,
Hey, Brad, buying a Texas bar. That was awesome.
I was so fucking proud of us for
Fucking influenced.
in he's literally he made he like he's almost I'm gonna bust his ball I want to jokingly say he's been he's been oversaturating his content, but yeah, he hasn't. He's just making up for lost time because I don't think he posted for like 6 months, and then now he's just like actually like posting his life, which is what social media is for. So I'm glad that you joined the real world, Brad, and joined us all on Instagram, saw your random shit. It's been enjoyable.
Instagram
And
is not the real world.
I know.
Hey, question, Keith. $450 Canadian for an Ohio deadlift bar. Yes or no?
No, that's the worst deadlift bar in the world.
Okay.
What's
And
Canadian to
that would also
US?
it's
A
well
little
we're
less.
we're
Ooh,
0.73 of
Yeah.
their
So
327.
assume yeah, that's
Yeah,
300 and change.
$327. Yeah, yeah.
I would no because I've passed on buying that bar for like
Okay.
250.
Yeah.
What brand was it?
The Rogue.
Rogue Ohio
Oh,
deadlift
Rogue.
bar.
Oh, yeah. No,
You already have
if
a
it was
No,
deadlift
like
bar
the
too, so I'm
I
just
have
talking
the
about it
best
for another
deadlift bar in
brand.
the world. I have a Texas deadlift bar, so I'm
Yeah.
not that worried about it.
If it was a Rogue Ohio power bar for like $250,
yeah.
$200,
If it was a
that'd be
Kabuki bar,
I would say I would buy the Kabuki and then just resell that sucker because 320 for a Kabuki would be a pretty good deal. But
oh,
yeah.
I would
The
get the
Rogue.
Kabuki and own it
yeah,
and love it
I
forever.
hate the Rogue Ohio the Rogue Ohio deadlift bar in the world.
All
I
right.
almost think the Kabuki is worse, but yeah,
But worse, I mean, like it's the stiffest and because it's the shortest overall,
fair enough.
which
Yeah,
like oh, it's the most representative of a power bar. Well, then fucking pull in a power bar. Like I don't know. Like the only thing you're getting out of it is the 27 millimeter. Other
yeah.
than that, like unless you put some extra colors on it, it's not competition spec for
All
what
right.
most people.
Should we bring this home,
Yeah, let's
fellas?
bring it in for a landing.
Yes, it
So
is.
affiliate links, we already talked about well our non-affiliate but good friend Chris and Randy at BeltFed. Please go use unpaid there and make them some orders, and let's have you go over to Obsidian, Barbell Rescue, Plate Snacks, and Home Gym Con. Get some tickets. Come meet us all there.
And don't
Code
forget that
unpaid.
we are on the Plate Snacks website.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
pretty dope. Like that's pretty dope.
that is.
It's what a
I need
strange
to.
world we live in, where people are literally getting our products and putting it on a website. I would
Yeah,
have never imagined that in the world.
it did take some work on my end and some follow up, but he did it, and we're stoked. He initially had mentioned some like an extra kickback, which I haven't seen yet, but I don't really care. It's cool just to keep people from bugging us about it. Not
Yeah,
like you're never bugging us, but you know what
go
I
to
mean.
the
Like
website.
I want to make it convenient for people. I didn't mean you're bugging me, but like
Yeah,
yeah,
you said it. You
make
put
it.
it out there.
I
Jerk.
mean,
Everybody
Yeah.
hates Keith. Um,
fuck
so
yeah,
you can find me at Joey_Molesco. I'm Elise. He's at KO. Do not find me on Facebook. I will not be adding you. I will I will absolutely. Oh my God, my own aunt tried to add me. And I was like, nope, pass. Like, I don't fucking want to be on this app at all. I think my wife gave me 30 days. She said 30 days and you're probably back off again. And yeah, where can we find you guys? Oh,
You can
Matthias,
find. Sorry. You
Yep.
can find me on Instagram. C Pappy. That's c.pap.pi. So Heck yeah.
Everyone go follow him there. We got our podcast obviously on Instagram, Unpaid and Underrated Podcast, the website, unpaidinternpodcast.com, YouTube, and I am Big Keith. You can follow me on Instagram at KeithHoneycutt73. Go follow my Orange Jim, the No Wine Cellar. Big Matt, you suck. Couldn't make it, man. Don't know why. Don't know
He's
what's up
never
with
gonna.
that.
He's never coming. He's just never gonna show up.
Nah, there's a dick joke there somewhere probably, but
What?
we'll see you next Tuesday.